Alright, well, welcome, everyone, to Pokerole session... Stealthily checks to the side. 57! Which... Sorry we're a bit late today. It's not a big deal, really, I feel. I think we're all kind of having a chill time at this point. But, yeah, this is the last session that will be... this is the last session before my vacation. So, please keep in mind that session 58 will be a little delayed. Because of a 2-week vacation I am taking. But, so, enjoy this session. Because you won't get one for a little bit. But it'll come back, don't you worry.
It's appropriate you stutter on bees because of what you all are intending to do this session.
Bees.
Bees?
Obligatory bees meme!
Oh no, somebody's gonna post the entire B-movie script again.
Gosh, no. As the fan art up in the corner states that last time there were words. There were words that were had.
There were words from a Riolu that doesn't word very much now.
His total is 11 words since episode 48.
Gosh. I feel awful. It's gonna have been 10 episodes.
15 words since episode 47, which is technically the last time he was really around as the Riley we love.
Wait, you were keeping, like, a specific track?
Yeah.
Why?
Always gotta do something. Yeah.
Yeah. What else am I gonna do?
I mean, you can have your gremlin energy and go do something with that.
Gremlin energy.
How gremlin do you think he really is? He's not that gremlin. He's only slightly gremlin.
I mean, right now.
Okay, moderately gremlin.
What happened last session? Words and B mission and...
Last session was a very slow session. And I remember specifically being like, oh no, this is sea spray all over again.
And then I...
Which is...
Why is that an oh no, though?
Because it was
7 sessions long.
Yeah, sea spray was like 15 to 20 sessions long.
Oh, shush, Eragon. The only reason you care is because you just want to punch things.
I haven't punched anything recently.
That's why you're irritable.
It's fine. Because now Riley has the power to punch things and heal them by punching things.
I can?
You have heal pulse.
You said I couldn't use it right now. Can I use it now?
You did originally say that, actually, Car. That he has it, but it's not fully unlocked. Did he unlock it?
He needs more will, doesn't he?
I mean, yes, generally speaking. Because healing costs will.
Yeah.
What I'm taking from this is that I can use Heal Pulse, but it's a dumb idea. Noted.
Yes, this is fair. This is not something you should be trying to do, but, I mean, if you so desire...
Well, this one didn't really have me do the smart thing.
That's true.
Ooh, I have an ice gun card. Looks so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I made that for you. Did you?
Oh, yes.
I hope you like it. I put some work into it.
Oh.
I should make mention that Charm did like 99.9% of the work on these cards.
I mean, you wrote the text. I just... Well, technically, I put the text down. You told me what to write, though. But
yes.
Yeah. But I did...
Look, I did the concept work. You did the actual work.
Listen,
That's
after...
super cool.
After years of doing, like, thumbnail work and stuff, I know how to, like, rip assets from one thing and put them in another, and also, like, redesign and mock up things. I actually quite have that artistic skill down at this point. But also, I thought the diagonal split would be nice, because Ice Gun is both using ice and water, effectively. By the way, did you want to discuss how you're working that car? How you're doing hybrid moves on different type moves?
So, let me do the recap first, and then I'll say that. Because
Sure.
the recap is short. There was a touching moment between Riley and Tucker, which is why the words fan art exists,
Yeah.
which is basically Riley apologizing for his part in...
No, they don't know what it was.
Well, yeah, they don't know what it was, but it was something of an apology.
Well,
and
I
it
think
was
Tucker
sweet. It was an apology, I recall, because Tucker was upset. Basically, Riley remembered the event where Tucker challenged Riley to a fight at the Pyro tribe.
Wasn't so much challenged.
Yeah, well,
I don't think that's quite the right word.
it's not the right word, but it's the word I'm using.
I mean, that's a mechanically accurate term.
But
Lashed out was the better word, I'd say.
there was discussion had, and at some point, Lilligan asked Brooke to get honey for the aromatherapy garden. Because apparently they've run out or they need it for some reason or another. Lilligan didn't exactly expound on the why, just like, could you please do this because notice me, senpai? And Brooke was okay with this. And, well, Brooke is the one who's exerting mischievous gremlin energy because he's basically got everybody else on board, including Lizard, to leave town while everybody is busy during lunch hour.
Tucker used to be a little more lawfully against such a thing, but he's been getting a little more mischievous. He doesn't mind as much. I just
Brooke's
realized
a bad influence.
well, Brooke is a bad influence on him, I guess, because he does quite admire Brooke. So Brooke's free spirited, it's not a big deal attitude would probably be rubbing off on him. Also, I just realized something. Did we ever get Lilligant's reaction to Brooke's evolution?
I think so.
I can't quite remember, so I figured I'd just randomly pause at that.
The reaction was probably a lot of staring and a red face. It's Lilligan.
I knew Lilligan would have some sort of reaction, so that's why I figured I'd ask.
And Brooke probably didn't notice at all.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds about right. Ralph is getting closer and closer to having his taser.
Nice.
And has been being a sweet and good boyfriend to Mawile. And also kind of a postman. Ralph is also on board with this venture because... Ralph, I guess.
Honey? Food?
Probably.
That's my guess.
I mean, I do like food.
Relatable.
But
Great.
when searching for honey in the marketplace, Brooke went to the Kakuna and rolled really bad. The Kakuna distracted him, and I think Brooke ended up buying something.
I bought a scarf. Yeah.
Yeah, you bought a scarf that you didn't need.
To be fair, he's the only one really affected by the cold, so he's gonna need it later.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that considering he has ice moves, but
It's a crocodile.
fair. It's fine, just cuddle up to Lizard. Lizard is warm. Or Ralph. Anyway, Brooke overheard the Beedrill attendant saying that there is a hive near the desert out to the east of town, I believe the direction was, that has been acting weird lately. But it is a place you could probably go for honey, because there isn't any in the shops right now. And here I, as the storyteller, thought that you guys would just wait until your vacation was over to go and do these things, but no.
Oh, that's what you expected.
Yes,
Fuck that.
yeah, y'all decided to jump on this in particular.
Listen, if we wait, we'll forget.
That's true. Kind of. I have the side quest notes. Also, how is my voice thing now that I'm on the table?
Everything sounds fine to me.
How's it? What?
How is my voice thing now that I'm running the table and the fan is going?
But what fan?
Yeah, I don't see hear any fan.
Yes!
I mean, I hear people, but yeah, that's whatever. It's not a big deal. That doesn't
Yeah,
bother
damn
me
it.
as much as some things. But yeah, what fan? What did you do? Did you?
So the little stand thing has a metal half where the mic was originally attached to it, and since the mic it has a hole where the mic fits perfectly, such that I can just stand it inside, I just looped the mic cord through the other end and set up the mic so it's facing my mouth.
That works.
Awesome. I can't use this for when I'm playing Final Fantasy with my friends, but you know what? That's not a problem here.
As long as it's removable, then.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about... Actually, I think that's a recap, right?
That is the recap.
So, let's discuss how you're doing hybrid moves, because that is probably something important to bring up to the audience.
So, for support hybrid moves, it's not going to matter terribly much.
No, not
I would
usually.
probably just use the same gray as for the aspected moves, or use a different shade. But for typed moves, specifically like Ice Gun, maybe in the future we will use more of these really snazzy diagonal slash colors.
Oh yeah, I got the template saved, because I figured this could be useful later.
You are smart. If they have multiple types, as in you are using multiple types of moves to create a meld move, it counts as whichever move is the most beneficial for that usage.
Meaning, in other words, if Ice Gun was used on say, a fire type, the ice typing would be ignored, the water type would be focused.
Correct. There may be narrative instances where it doesn't work as well, but that's narrative instances.
Mm-hmm. What about stab?
Also, it is worth noting, because people keep bringing it up, I do indeed. So I had Empathy before, right, as a card? I think I had it as a card, yeah.
Yes,
But now we have Sympathy as a card, too.
correct. And for stab, because it is both ice and water, it counts as stab for you.
Okay.
Also, that means your ability functions for it, meaning for
Right.
every missing HP, it gets an extra damage die.
Oh, wait, question. If the ice typing proves to be the beneficial one, does he still get stabbed with it?
That's what I was asking, yeah.
I see.
I mean, that's how we've been doing it since, but
Yeah, I would say so.
It's a good question, I just figured I'd ask it.
yeah. So nothing's changed.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's a meld move, so it should always have stab.
Yeah, I was
should
gonna say, it probably should always be stabbed, no matter what, so...
Even if it is not of your typing, it is a meld move that you have generated. It is a move that you know what it does.
So,
Mostly.
wait, question, did I get sympathy between sessions, or did I get it during a session?
You received it during last session because
Okay.
Tucker had an extended and emotional talk with Rise.
Right, that's where he got it. So, again, for just a quick comparison, partially because I need to refresh it myself. Empathy is something I got earlier. It lets me share in a single ally's fate, letting me add my own resistance roll on top of an ally's resistance roll, and gets a status effect to basically try to help them resist the status effect. Sympathy, on the other hand, empathy doesn't cause me any damage or any risk. Sympathy, on the other hand, though, for every accuracy roll success, user may take a point of damage in place of the target up to half rounded up the damage. This damage is mitigated by defenses, resistances, and weaknesses. If target would only receive 1 damage, sympathy does nothing. Sympathy may be used after a damage roll has been made against the target. This, in Sympathy's case, it's basically like that one Final Fantasy class that just auto protects another party member. Kind of like that.
Oh, you mean Sentinel from
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. So Sympathy is Tucker hurting himself so others don't have to get hurt, basically. Or as much hurt. So honestly, it'd probably be beneficial for Tucker to get another point of vitality on that note. Especially if he wants to use it a lot, I mean. We'll see what happens.
I think you're almost maxed out on stats, too.
Thanks.
Yes, and Riley is particularly close to learning Blaze Kick as well.
What did you say, Car? The food came and Eragon just delivered it. And my drink is completely covered outside with soda. What the hell? Okay, there, cleaned it up. What did you posited something towards me, or something I wanted to respond to?
I think you're relatively close to capping your stats.
Oh. Yeah. Wait, specifically Tucker?
Yes.
Let's take a quick look,
I think most of you are relatively close to capping your stats, except, like, Brooke, because Brooke evolved.
Yeah, Fuchina is 4-4-3-3-3. Tucker is 3-2-3-3-2. He can get one more insight. He can get one more strength. Dexterity is an interesting thing, because he has that limitation, which... I may as well ask this. Do you think his limitation will remain when he becomes a Hyena? Or do you think I'll actually break it?
The limitation isn't going to remain anymore when he's a Mighty Hyena. He will be bigger.
I think that he could probably handle it fine then.
But I was also saying that Riley is relatively close to having Blaze Kick, because that's mostly what Riley's been doing during the vacation.
Oh, you're right. Vitality is maxed, huh? That's weird. I thought Poochie's could get 4 for some reason.
Sadly not.
Sadly not. Also, dear, was your drink also messy?
Mine was watered down. Does that count?
That's not great either, but mine tastes fine. Well, boyfriend supplied with food. That was one of my objectives done today. A special case for Tucker so he can have more vitality. I mean, maybe if he, like, properly earned it. Also, dear, did you give me the right ones? This one has pickles.
I think they all do.
What?
I'm currently eating one that also has pickles.
Huh. Well, the ones without pickles should have mayo, so...
Okay, so this one has pickle and mayo, so...
Well, okay. One moment. You guys can continue. I'll be right back.
I think that's basically everything. Ralph is also close to getting a particularly useful ability as well. But as of yet, we are now at the point where Tucker has entered the team tent and the basic framework of the base. Whereas Ralph and Brooke are currently eating breakfast. Oh, that's right. Lizard, woke up first, grabbed breakfast, and then left.
Yeah, breakfast in bed for the dog that won't go in the clubhouse.
Brooke's probably not going to linger too long.
Also, just so you know, Kyrio, that the accuracy down box is accurate to the penalty of your move.
Right, it'll take 3.
Yes.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about anything extra on there. It's already calculated in.
What's
Okay.
calculated?
The accuracy of the meld move,
Oh,
because that's the penalty for Ice Gun.
Right, right.
So that would be -6?
No, it's -3.
Oh, just 3.
Yes.
And weren't we trying to get out of town sooner rather than later? So, nobody saw us leaving.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. You all were... Ralph and Brooke were getting their food.
Tucker
And I
would have gotten
suppose-
food, but he went to see Rise.
Yes.
And I can't remember how that conversation went. Oh, wait, no, it was actually kind of nice. And of course, that's how he got sympathy. Which, if I recall, the kitty cat opened up a bit. But not too far.
Yes, he did. I don't remember the exact conversation either. I just know that it was a very emotional one.
Don't be a hero, kid.
Basically.
Yeah. And Tucker basically, I feel like Tucker basically expressed he didn't want to be a hero. He just wanted to help.
But yes. Once Ralph and Brooke are done eating and do whatever else it is they need to do, considering that the food rush is just about to start in the Pioneering Club, it will be your opportunity to slip away.
Right.
Pretty sneaky.
Sneak,
Brooke's
sneak,
probably
sneak,
gonna-
sneak, 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 sneak.
Eat as fast as you can and leave.
So you're saying that Brooke does the Ralph thing and trash cans the food?
Yeah.
Especially as a crocodile, I think he could totally do that, though. They got a big mouth.
Probably.
So you don't suppose we'll be gone all day, do you?
We might.
Considering you guys don't know the exact distance and just, you know, that it's relatively close.
3 days later.
Yeah, relatively close. Ha ha ha. I mean, you don't know? You hope you won't be gone all day. But I mean, once you're gone, who's going to stop you?
Okay, so I should get my second food now. Thank you, little boy.
Hey,
He like
I'm just-
knocks.
I'm
He
just
like
saying.
knocks on the counter, and he's like, "Hey, give me my next wing right now. I'm gonna eat both right now."
Nobody questions it because you're a Munchlax and you're Ralph, and they just serve you the extra plate.
I can think of, like, create some suspicion, though. It's like, I need 3 days worth of rations. No, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, he's gonna eat it on the spot. He's just like, I don't want to waste my extra portion if I am gonna be gone all day. I can't risk not having that.
It's a good thing
It's a
Brooke
risk
didn't
I'm willing
say.
to take.
It's a good thing Brooke didn't say, well, maybe we got a couple days, because then he would have asked for even more food and made some people suspicious.
I'm just throwing it
Yeah.
out there. If anybody questions why we're gone, you can just say Riley ran out of town. You had to go after him, and he's a quick little bastard. Because he is faster than all of you.
Quick and hard to
Yeah.
kill, just like a
He
cockroach.
got into some cooking oil and like he just slipped away.
Oh my
Could you imagine Feral Riley covered in cooking oil just
Why
running
are
away?
you imagining this at all? What
Wait,
the
I'm
hell?
sorry. I kind of missed, like, just a little bit, so I caught Riley covered in cooking oil, and I just went from there. What?
Could you imagine
Riley.
how hard he would be to catch?
Oh, I thought this was, and then Ralph, after one day of not having food, starts thinking about if he covered Riley in cooking oil and got him over fire.
No,
Then he'll kill you all.
no, just how hilarious it would be to chase after him and catch him. You play Benny Hill music.
Sorry, bud.
Y'all
If Ralph's gonna bring up
realize
cooking oil, it's probably about
catch
food.
him. Like, especially you can't catch him. Riley's like 3 times your speed. You'll
Yeah.
never catch him. That's not even counting
I would
cricket.
set up. Rafa set up a trap. He's like,
You have to get ahead of him first.
"Oh, I put something that will make you want to come back." It's like jokey jokey.
Like what?
Box and a stick, and there we go.
And a lizard.
And now I just stick lizard under the box. There we go.
Lizard just wears the box as a hat because the box isn't big enough.
The implies already falling.
Anyway, let's go.
Let's go, yeah.
So, how are you leaving town?
I think low profile style. We should just like walk
could
out
probably-
and a whole bunch of people are walking into the club.
I think it means out of town, not out of the club.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
we
out
just
of
walk.
focus.
Yeah, we just casually do.
We could hop
we
a
don't
fence
raise
somewhere, I guess.
suspicion.
I mean, there is a fence like right behind your house. Also, Pokemon have already seen Salazzle spitefully training Riley just on the other side of the fence, just to spite the lockdown.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably just hop the fence over that way.
Cool. Somebody roll me a Doom die just in case.
Boom.
Boom. Dude.
Oh, you got Doom beat.
It's a 5.
Ah,
Five and a
mine's better.
6.
Not necessarily. It's a Doom die.
Doom. 6 means Salandits.
Oh,
More dooms.
that might be true.
6 does not mean Salandits, okay? You've dealt with that problem.
6 means 6 people saw us.
So, you do get seen by the Spinnerack that just hops the fence. It pauses on the other side of the fence, like just as Lizard is midway stepping over the fence because they are tall Lizard now, holding Riley, and they stare at the Spinnerack, and the Spinnerack stares back. And then they wave with one of their legs and keep going.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. Riley's gonna be sitting on Lizard's shoulders for this entire journey.
To be fair,
This is fine.
the random merchant may not be fully aware of the goings-ons of who's not allowed to stay in town or who's not allowed to go out of town or whatever. That's rescue team business. Come on.
Yeah. It's just like a 2-foot tall fence.
So you all start to head along the fence, unless you decide to distance yourselves from it, in the
Probably,
direction that you were indicated.
probably best to give it a little wider berth than just along the fence.
This is fine. There are
Stealth.
some buildings to block the view.
Perfect. This is the stealthiest team. As all of our stealth operations always go according to plan.
As long as we don't have to roll for this now.
Sneaking out like a grounded teenager.
I mean, the vast majority of us are technically teenagers.
Actually, can I posit a question? Because I'm just not sure. Why does Tucker have 1 out of 3 will? I can't remember.
I don't know. Good
I
question.
don't know.
Should he?
Because
Not?
you shouldn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
make sure y'all are topped
31
up
it
before
is,
you do
though.
this.
there we go. Yeah.
Oh, I can top up my will. Oh, I'm
Actually,
curious.
hey, what about all
No.
those... What about,
30.
Did we ever, this?
Did we ever? Oh, the root salves.
We forgot
Oh
that.
yeah.
I think y'all may have forgotten.
You said top off, and
I
I'm
was
like,
told
oh
to-
yeah, the healing items. Maybe those could be useful.
Oh, I think we put him in storage or something. I
Did we
remember
actually
being
affo-
told to pick it up.
Did you pick it up?
You were told to pick. Oh wait, that might have been when Lilligan talked to you. Okay, I'll leave them be for now.
Okay.
It's in storage.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna note, like, we don't... I don't know, it's like, it's better than the aura berry has. I was, like, randomly thinking about that.
Imagine having healing items on you.
Imagine.
All I have is will upping juice, which I've notably never used, despite how it would help.
Well, it wouldn't function the same way because of
Oh.
how we're using will to track your progress.
I'm just hearing this as I have a separate will pool somewhere else that I can use for other will related shit.
Squint.
The Perlite fight. Well, I recovered for that, so...
Yes, the Perlane fight was like a week and a half ago.
Right. I remember
Everybody, please give me your Dex survival stealths.
While I am on Lizard's head or shoulders, I will be the stealthiest. Let's fucking go.
Head and shoulders, knees and toes.
Unsurprising.
2. Don't worry, I'll beat that apparently. What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
god, you're stealthy!
Dark
You are
type.
good
There
at
you
the
go.
beacon.
You can't see the dark type.
Yeah, at least I'm not the worst.
Wow, okay, Tucker is good. For once.
Like, despite Tucker being colored for nighttime stealth, they are the stealthiest. Tucker is slinking along the ground, and they could even be going sneak, 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 sneak as they go,
Yes.
and they wouldn't be noticed. Everybody else
Rise
is just.
paying off.
I mean, yes, I would say so.
What's that, Kyrio?
I said the training with Rise is paying off.
Oh, yes. Yes, it has. He's doing the thing the dogs do when they're, like, really low on the ground, scooching along because they're, like, trying to, like, come up kind of cutely on somebody.
Like,
He's
the
doing
only
that.
other one who's actually particularly trying is Brooke, and Brooke is just kind of trying to hunch forward and down,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of awkward to walk this way. But, like, the others are just like, we're short, it's fine.
You're always on Lizard's shoulder. He's not even trying. He's just sitting there.
Yeah, Lizard's not even trying. They're like, if we get caught, I can totally run.
Besides, I don't think anybody told him this is a stealth operation, so he's just along for the ride at this point.
Tucker's taking it very seriously, I guess. Even though he's the shortest anyways when it comes to the fence.
Meanwhile, Rolf is doing his own theme music like Kronk.
I thought of that.
Oh, gosh. That sounds very appropriate. Which, by the way, the theme music does earn, like, looks in your general direction, but any other Pokemon present are either too distant to make out who you are, or they just start going along with it and humming to the tune. Seriously, the only way you guys could have probably made this hard on yourselves is trying to go out the front gate.
So Riley could punch the Kangaskhan again, and we'd have a lovely repeat of, like, session 2.
Oh gosh.
If I had gotten 0, I would have been like Ralph belches incredibly loudly.
I don't think that's like breaking the stealth operation. I think that's more like a, nobody will notice us hopping this fence and leaving town like Pango said we shouldn't do. No one can hear me yelling! I yell when I'm nervous!
Oh gosh. No, I don't think that's a trait of Ralph. That sounds like a trait of Riley.
Why did you almost go to Daddy DeVito with that voice?
I don't even know who Danny DeVito is.
In any case, as you start to distance yourselves from Savan Town, you realize that in this direction, things are a lot more arid. The air is dry. And before long, the hard, cracked earth beneath your feet gives way to sand. And in fact, you see a cactus.
We know where Brooke can get his sand from now.
It's just one of those simple, tall cacti. It has a pink flower on it.
Drink cactus juice.
Brooke enjoys the sand on his feet.
Like cactus. You know you want.
Probably not so much the weather, but I mean...
Sure.
I mean, what is the weather? Sandy? Sandstormy? Or
Hot.
just hot.
hot. Incredibly hot.
So that is both beneficial and detrimental to a creature like Tucker, considering he is kind of fluffy, so that does mean that he'll heat up more, but also he won't get sunburned or anything.
Can Riley use Aura to make a fan to keep himself cool up here?
Also, on that note, is his burn healed from earlier, the other thing? I assume at this point it is.
Yeah, it's been long since healed.
Okay. Good old healing salve that he used.
Yes.
whatever it's called. And
Unfortunately...
do we have a music change, actually, Car? Or is this a transitionary area?
This is just a transitionary area that I had nothing planned for.
Fair enough.
It's the cactus.
Yes, it's the Yes, you know what? You know what? Put on klutz. Put on klutz. It's the cactus.
What? Okay, I'll do it, but I'm very confused. 1 second.
Just, I almost want the song to be renamed "It's the Cactus."
I'm just exceptionally confused. If that's a meme, I don't understand it.
It's not, but I'm making it one.
Let's see. If it's 125.
We've been going long enough to have our own memes at this point.
Fair. Which I don't think we've used this one before, so fair enough. I realize this song has a kind of Final Fantasy VII-ish vibe to it, actually.
Yeah, kind of.
So, Car, can Riley make a fan out of Aura to stay cool in this horrible weather?
Like an electric fan?
Uh,
I mean, it's not with a hand fan, but if I can do an electric fan, that's way better.
Insight Survival Channel.
So what are you seeking to do? Aura Shade, basically?
Just a fan made out of aura, so
fan.
he can cool himself.
I was summoned to die. How did
Yeah.
I do that?
You can drag to pull it
You
out.
dragged one out of the thing.
Alright.
Oh,
Well,
that's really something. Here.
Let me just.
despite your current state, Riley, you understand the basic of flat object waving it near you makes cool wind. So you make a flat object and begin waving it at yourself.
This is way better.
The flat object may look like a plate because that's the last flat object you really saw.
Fair enough.
Also relatively simple to create, I guess.
Yeah, it's always sphere but flat. Or a disc, if you will.
Flat.
Riley's gonna be so full of energy when we get there. He's not even walking.
Well, as you pass the first cactus, it's the cactus. I require insight survival alert. Aside from Riley, Riley's too busy fanning himself.
I do the important things here, guys.
You keep fan all of it.
Something he doesn't know, Gust.
I got it too.
Oh, what are we rolling for? I was pausing.
Inside survival alert.
Ah.
Oh my god.
I am very late.
Hey, what was the severity of this mission? As in... Oops, wait, one less dice. Okay, whatever, the last... Ignore the last one. Oh god, the last one. Wait, oof. I rolled one too many.
We're not sure how dangerous it's going to be.
Yeah.
You just know that the hive is acting oddly.
There are bees. I tracked them through bees as poor.
Oh, we already got to the bees, that was fast.
No, that's what's at the hive. There's bees.
Oh. But yeah, what is the
And-
severity of this mission? Just that they're acting weird? Or is it, like, risky?
I mean, that's kind of all the information you have.
Okay. This question matters because I realized that Tucker still has the egg in his inventory. I was suddenly wondering, would he have left it?
I mean, you aren't going into this expecting a fight?
Yeah, I think that the only reason he would leave it if there's an actual, like, it would be an absolute risk. He's got it pretty well protected in the bag. He's got his uniform over and stuff, so he...
Also,
keep
leaving
tabs
the
on
egg
it.
requires you have someone looking after it.
Which he didn't, and also he doesn't feel comfortable leaving it, so...
Hey, Zeal, you wanna
No.
project?
You sit on this egg for an extended amount of time.
Still would be the last person he would leave it with.
Yeah, and I hate to tell you, but the Houndoom would flat out tell you no.
He'd probably sooner go to Pango Dingo and be like, "Hey, we're about to violate your orders. Watch this egg."
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Before
If he,
you went,
that would also raise sus, so...
before you went to Zeal.
Plus, gotta get those 400 steps for it to hatch. Exactly.
Oh gosh. That's not how it works. We both know that's not how that works.
You duct tape it to Zeal's back,
In any
and
part.
put him on a treadmill with like a cupcake on a fishing pole.
In any case, Ralph, you're the one who can see past the mirage haze best, despite your squinty munchlax eyes.
Yes, well, I'm on the hunt for food. My senses are on overdrive.
Well,
Just eat like two
for one,
things.
you see more distant cacti that look like they have some sort of prickly fruit on them. But you realize that these cacti are situated kind of like guards? They're a very particular distance from each other. And then you look between them, and there's this big, sand-colored mound.
Alright, I'm gonna point it out, like, there. Right there, guys, let's go. And I will march in the lead.
Alright.
I'm
You'll
leading
follow.
us to food, trust me. Honey's food.
Honey
The
is food.
Ezra says the Sandygast.
Alright, let's go.
Ralph's is probably like, look, Riley, it's your old friend.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, no.
It's not a memory I think you want Riley Hayden getting back right now.
It's okay, Riley. You're distracted fanning yourself. It's hot.
I didn't even roll.
Lizard doesn't care. They're part fire type.
I'm also gonna eat one of those cactus fruits, so like
Oh, he's gonna get high.
if I get high, you gotta carry me.
You are going to grab one of the cactus fruits, you say.
Yeah.
If Ralph was saying that out loud, Tucker would be confused and not understand that that would make you high.
Question, are you looking at the cactus fruits before you grab them at all, or are you just grabbing
Yeah, I'm gonna look so I don't like stab my hand with a bunch of pricklies.
Okay. That was my only concern. So yes, you realize these are prickly fruits. They have needles on them. It will hurt if you grab them.
So I have to be very careful. Or I could like use my mouth and bite them off.
Because your mouth is a lot tougher than your hands. Maybe it is for munchlax, I don't know.
I would like to remind you, you do have spikes in your inventory, and you still have, well, I suppose you do still have the clump of Marie Pool, but I'm not sure you would want to use that.
Wait, who has the spikes?
You also have the Atlas book that you bought.
Well, I didn't buy it. I just sort of took it from the children's book rack because it's not really a children's book.
I don't know if anybody would care.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can. Okay, so I can save the fruit with the spike, is what you're implying?
You can probably stab one with a spike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these are.
Yeah. Sorry. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get the fruit. Yeah.
Ralph pulls a spike out of his bag and stabs one of the prickly fruits.
Yeah. Let's eat it.
It leaks a clear, sour, sweet-smelling fluid.
Ah, sweet. We're gonna drink that.
I like how Ralph's is like, I'm going to eat this, it might make me high or some shit, but I'm going to be careful about how I do it. I don't know what this does, but I'm going to be very careful in getting it.
So, as Ralph holds out his tongue to catch the droplets...
Yeah, he's humming a. He's also humming a tune. He doesn't know where it came from. He's like, I wish I knew where the song came from. Why do random tunes get in my head?
And right in the middle of that, his mouth puckers up something fierce. These things are sour.
Oh, just good. Go. Down. You got like a bottle. We get some of this from.
Riley, you see this, and for some reason it brings you a small amount of amusement.
Ah, suffering. Brings me joy.
The Eragon catchphrase.
Brooke does have empty jars in his bag.
It's true.
Yeah. He motions for you to pass one over. He's gonna fill up a jar with this stuff.
Brooke rolls his eyes and hands him one.
Sweet, we're gonna fill it up.
Well, as you pass more cacti, I suppose you do end up eventually filling the jar, though your hand is sticky afterwards and is kind of stuck to the spike now.
Yeah. This is fine. I bet Rage can make some killer like candy or gumbo or cupcakes out of this.
I mean, something really bizarre is happening with your mic right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of buzzing.
Hmm. How we now?
Say some more stuff.
Some more stuff.
Yeah.
Seems fine now.
Seems okay.
I'm giving you a jar of prickly juice for your inventory because it's accurate.
Nice.
You know, it may be super sour as hell. Maybe if you add sugar to it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we make lemonade.
Yeah, basically. Cactusade. I don't know.
Lemon drop.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna bring it to Rise and be like, make something out of this, please.
That would be interesting to see what Rice thinks of it.
Well,
Turns out it's toxic.
when you guys return, yes, Ralph doesn't know it, but he's begun to trip. That's what happened. That's what kind of show we've become.
Oh, boy.
In any case, as you draw closer to the mound and past more cacti, you notice that while they have flowers, they're withered and kind of brown, as if they died from the heat, which is really weird for, well, a desert plant. So, somebody roll me a doom die. Just to decide who needs to do a thing.
Eragon should do it. He missed out last time.
Yeah, fine. I'll do it.
Well, I thought you wanted to. Oh, okay. Very middle of the road of you.
Great.
Perfectly
Okay,
balanced.
Tucker.
Yes? Well, I guess you weren't addressing me. Yes?
Goodness. Give me a Dex Instinct Evasion.
Oh, that's
Ah,
interesting.
here come the bee.
Dex Instinct Evasion. Alright, let's see here. What's that add up to for me? I don't have evasion. Right, okay. That is 5, yeah. Uh-oh. Well, that's actually not too bad. First two dice were like, no.
So your ears twitch, and you hear a sort of subtle humming sound. The others don't seem to notice. And then you smell ozone, which is familiar because of Deadeye, and familiar because Deadeye is an electric type.
Bees and electricity, then.
Yep.
Tucker,
You hop to the side out of an instinctual reflex, and a moment later, there's a pop, and then a crack, as a bolt of lightning just suddenly flashes down where you were, creating a scorch mark.
Ah.
Tucker kind of just stands there for a second after literally leaping a lightning strike. His hair frazzled out, and then starts to scamper kind of closer to the rest of the group while watching the sky.
There is not a cloud in the sky. In fact, it's almost too sunny.
The heck just happened? Brooke says.
Tucker kind of just whines. He doesn't have much to say about that. He's confused.
Oh, I should mention that yes, it does create a scorch mark, but it also creates glass, because fulgurite.
Cute.
In fact, as you all start to look around, you all begin to hear a low humming.
Here come the bees.
It's not a buzz like bees, but it's a hum. Almost like music, but it's not melodious.
And
And
get a feedback sound.
if anyone else cares to, they may make a insight survival nature to see if they spot any more fulgurite spots.
I got an H1.
Oh, I got that too.
I
actually,
have
so.
3 dice.
I have 1, 2,
Let's go.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's actually one of my better rolls.
God.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Power of 4! 2 up, 2 evolved.
That's
has
a lot
helped
of
me.
fucking force.
Actually, the other roll was a 2 too. Everything's divisible by
So-
2.
So I'll do Brooke first. Brooke, you start to look around and you notice that there's a lot of other scorch marks with fulgurite glass just dotting around this landscape, especially as it gets closer to what you assume is the hive. Tucker, you notice that there's clusters of lightning scorch spots closer to the hive as you approach. And in fact, there's scorch marks on the hive itself. And even worse than that, there are large cacti that have been split in two. Near the hive, their flowers are withered. They don't even have any fruit on them.
Oh man, I hate electricity.
Brooke goes out in the desert, has to find electric type anyway.
I mean, says the Croconaw that may or may not have a thing for Deadeye.
Yeah, I shipped Deadeye in, Brooke. I'm sorry.
That isn't canon yet.
I'm sorry, I have to.
So what was the special things that Tucker observed? Sorry, I was getting fan art while you were describing things.
You notice that not only are there lightning marks with the fulgurite glass and scorches. Ooh, I'll have to look at that in a second. But there's clusters of it closer to the hive, and even scorch marks on the hive from lightning strikes. And you notice that there are large cacti that have been split in two, and now they're wilted and withered nearby the hive itself. Their flowers are just crumbling.
Tucker would express something bad's been happening here, and probably also use. He would actually. How long can he withhold it? He's done it before. Evil Deerling Pit. How long can he just maintain a Dark Pulse? Because he would like to create a bit of an umbrella.
I mean, if you're trying to create some shade, just roll the accuracy to make sure it's not, like, wobbly.
Yeah. Well, he almost got hit by a bolt, so he's going to try to basically put up a little field above them. These rolls.
Okay. It looks like they're making up for the Team Mischief fight.
Kinda.
So Tucker focuses, and in the process of drawing out the Dark Pulse, you feel the connection you have to each of your teammates, and it makes you stronger. At least you think. But it does allow you to spread your quote-unquote umbrella of shade over everyone else, which is welcome in this sun-scorching heat.
It would appear that Tucker could have perhaps provided some shade earlier, but indeed the spook kind of drew out this pulse from him. But in addition, he does hang kind of centeredly around the group to make sure that umbrella can protect everyone. Because he does not know where that strike came from. There's clearly other strikes all over the place, and who knows who's getting struck next.
Can Brooke find a rock?
Sure. I don't think I even need to make you roll for that. You find a rock.
Yeah, can you, like, toss it in the air and see what happens? Like, towards the hive.
Roll me
Yeah,
a strength to see how far it goes.
I'm waiting for you to just spike it into the ground.
Like that?
Well, I don't need it to go very far.
So Brooke just like and literally it just spikes into the ground just beyond the umbrella of shade, and all of you pause for a second, waiting for something to happen.
Well, that didn't
Nothing.
work.
Yeah, nothing.
I'm gonna hop off of Liz's shoulders, go to the rock, and then throw it.
By the way, we can swap to number 35 on the event list.
Wolf, no. Bad. Sorry. Number 35 on vet? Okay.
Yes.
So, number 35 on the one we were already on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because this is actually a bit more appropriate at the moment than Colette's. Also,
Alright.
it conveys a much more natural wonder.
Okay. Peaceful wins, just to double check. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. Brooke's kind of being a klutz right now.
it's fine. We stopped Klutz at the perfect time.
What number, please?
35.
85. Alright, so can I throw the rock? Like, I'll show this crocodile how to throw a rock.
Alright. Well, if you want to wiggle down from your perch,
Wiggling down.
Lizard irks, but allows you down, curiously following after you.
I'm gonna pick up the rock. I'm gonna look at the crocodile, and I'm gonna throw it.
Okay, roll your dice. You toss it over your shoulder, and it bounces twice across the ground before skidding to a halt with a small, dusty sand cloud. And then you hear a hum and a crack. There's no rock there anymore, but there is a small Fulgurite statuette.
Oh, cool.
No one likes to show off.
You could sell these, maybe. Just
No one likes to show off. Are you saying that to him?
I mean, you
No.
could, but
That would
you
be
don't.
hypocritical.
You could, but you don't know if the stuff here belongs to the hive or not.
That's fair.
That's our rock.
I mean, there's no rock anymore.
Oh
I don't
my
think we
God.
can get any closer than this.
Well, as it stands, you're relatively close to the mound, and you can see a half-hexagonal entrance to the mound. Oddly enough, there are no guards. In fact, there's no Pokemon going in and out like you might expect from a hive.
Brooke will call out then and say, "Hey, is anybody in there?"
You don't receive a response, but this close, the hum is more intense. It's something that sets your teeth on edge, a thing that you can begin to feel, kind of like a tingling.
I don't know what's happening, but I don't like it.
Tucker isn't doing a whole lot because maintaining the Dark Pulse would definitely require some of his energy. So he's simply providing that Sentinel support and kind of keeping a wary eye about.
Brooke kind of crosses his arms. You guys think we could make a break for it?
Yeah, for sure. I'm tough.
I mean, if we just follow along under Tucker's whatever this is, I think we'll be okay.
Tucker looks
Alright.
up at Lizard with sort of a thankful expression, though he looks a little nervous. I think I could hold it off.
Worst case scenario, it shatters after 1, and then we have to start booking it.
Sounds good to me.
A vote of confidence, okay?
Look, Lizard is being pragmatic about this.
Yes, that is the most realistic response, honestly.
To wit,
All right.
Lizard
I get-
picks up Riley.
Is it what?
Picks up Riley.
Okay.
All right, I guess we start moving forward then.
Riley's the quickest one.
I guess Tucker sets the pace, and he goes at a reasonable pace, not a jog or anything, but definitely fast walking. Doesn't want to spend too long here, but wants to make sure he doesn't outrun anybody. Well, it's a 1. That's also a 1.
Okay.
You want to do it again? There's a 4. Okay, that works.
Okay.
Ah, damn.
All right. Tucker,
Yes. Or, yes?
can you roll the damage pool on Dark Pulse?
Interesting. Okay.
Just, I need to know the strength of this barrier.
Alright, special +3. Let's see how it does. Please let this be a good roll, too.
Well, there's the dice. Yeah, it breaks after 1. I need everybody after it shatters to make a Dex survival evasion.
Oh.
Alright,
Icon, I
we're
have
just
a
gonna-
question.
Yes.
I'm being carried. Could I just like summon a bone club and like spit it over my head instead while I'm being carried?
You might bonk Lizard like that.
How am I being held?
You're being held like to their chest.
Oh, I thought I was back on the shoulders.
No,
Never mind.
not this time, I'm afraid.
Carry-
If you want to roll for Lizard, Dex survival evasion.
Beerus, I think that it did count. The damage did count as 1. That's why it even took 1 bolt, probably.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Riley, if you want to roll for Lizard, it's 7 dice.
Damn, I would have been the better one. Well, I got 1 dice.
Ralph,
Oh, fine.
Ralph, I require your roll.
I'm still confused why you chose Peaceful Winds for the music, though. But fair enough, I guess.
Very peaceful, these twins. Once we're all dead, there won't be a disturbance around.
Such
It's
a nice,
better than
pretty
Klutz
song.
at the moment.
Oh, that's true, that's true.
We'll never get the roll from Ralph, apparently.
Ralph, are you okay?
Have you drowned?
That is a legitimate concern right
In the
now.
middle of the desert, yes.
Well, no, I mean...
His pipe broke.
True.
Can we just appreciate the lovely fan art, though, for a moment, then? This is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, I didn't actually look at it. I just plunked it down so people would stop telling me to plunk it down. I mean, I was gonna look at it, but
I love it. I'll be honest, I do.
I do like that. He did
Character development?
regression.
Ralph? Ralph? Tubby?
That's really good, Key.
Yeah, bad habit of just disappearing without saying anything.
I have to assume it has something to do with their home situation at the moment.
Also, for
So-
somebody who commented that they're getting lag, we did drop 720 frames. I don't know if that was just now, but it's not dropping anymore. So it's Twitch has still been weird lately. The other day, it threw up 10,000 frames during the like 5-minute period, and then it just was fine after that.
I blame Twitch. Alright, I'm going to roll for Ralph.
There's Ralph.
Okay.
Well, I did the roll for him. Just so we have the number, because this is a participation moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Tucker's bad second roll makes sense. He's probably shocked that the barrier went away so fast, so he's not dodging too well.
And Tubby's just... Oh,
well,
Tubby.
at least both of you got a success.
Shrimp face
guess?
get struck by lightning.
Does Brooke want to say his line, or shall I?
Yeah. Run, Brooke yelps as the shade shatters.
Run!
Run!
Running! And you all book it the last couple of yards into the hive. Thankfully, no other bolts after the second one come down. At least until you're inside.
Guys, I don't like running. Okay.
Wait, the one dodged
Hi,
that?
welcome back.
Oh yeah, welcome back, by the way, Ralph.
Oh, were you muted, or...?
You weren't around
No,
for
I
like
was-
5 minutes.
Where were you? Like just now?
I wasn't aware I was gone.
Wait, I left? I didn't notice!
I'm
She
sorry.
said your name like 50 times, didn't she?
I'm so sorry, guys.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I am concerned for you, that's all.
When you forget you left something. It's okay, bud. Are you doing alright?
Yeah, I guess.
I guess. It's okay if you need to take a minute.
No. We're good. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
No, it's alright. It's alright. Just want to make sure you're okay.
So the ones
Tired
actually
chatter,
dodged the
that's
lightning
making me
bolts?
drunk.
I'm actually very surprised the ones dodged the attacks.
Well,
I guess they weren't terribly
Nothing's
well aimed,
specifically
perhaps.
aiming for us, I don't think.
That's possible, yeah.
It's true. Also, there's a bunch of other things that are kind of attractive to lightning, aside from you all, and none of you are made of metal.
I have metal in me. Does that make me a particularly lightning target here?
Are you
I do
already
literally
steel?
have metal in me.
He's
No,
not a
you're-
steel type.
You're not a steel type yet.
No.
There's metal sticking out of my arms.
I mean, yeah, but
Non-conductive alloy.
Ah,
not that much metal.
That typically makes sense. Okay.
Yet.
What do you mean yet?
You become steel when you evolve.
I do want to note, though, it's good that Tucker didn't get struck by lightning, but nonetheless, he actually ducks his head more than normal while running and dodging. It does seem like he's protecting the bag instinctively more than himself.
Mm-hmm.
As a side note, those of you with fur, which means basically everyone but Brooke and Lizard, now have fur standing on end. You
Oh,
are
yeah.
mildly frazzled.
He was already the first strike.
Guys.
Tucker is a slightly poofy dog right now.
Ralph looks like one of those cows that's poofy because he's received, like, a shampoo and brushing treatment.
Nice.
And Riley just looks softer.
He's already canonically soft looking. That's why he's not intimidating. Remember?
Zoom in on this picture again.
You look soft.
What picture? Which one are you zooming in on?
Did you not see the new fan art?
Oh, that one. I thought you were one of the ones on my character sheet.
I love the suspicion.
It's true, it's a cute blut face. But as you all enter the hive, it is muggy in here. And you can vaguely see in the dim light as it filters in through the entrance, there's waves of heat, as if you were still out in the desert. And you can feel the prickle, the tingle of static in the air. And for the first time since you've actually seen the hive, you actually see another Pokemon.
Are they dead?
Somebody flip me a coin, heads or tails.
I'm gonna do it. I haven't done something in a while.
Call tails. It's always tails.
Ching. Tails. It is. Like, I didn't call anything, but it was tails.
I called it. It's fine.
It's a Beedrill.
B.
B. B. But it's odd. The way it flies is sluggish. Almost as if it's overheated. There's an odd sheen to their needles as well. almost as if they have become burnished by fire. They don't seem to note your entry.
Tucker actually does get a guarded stance considering their last run-in with Beedrills, but it clearly doesn't seem that aggressive.
Kind of waves at it and says, "Hey, are you all right?"
Also, I might actually have to ask you guys for a pause. Because Twitch has decided that it does want to be a jerk.
That's
I've
fine.
only got 2.
Alright, everybody just... Hold on a minute. Aragon found Twitch suffering funny, apparently.
I just had to roll 3 dice for something, and I had a very miserable roll.
Oh no, what miserable roll? I have to close the table. I'm sorry, you'll have to re-roll.
No, it's fine.
I don't think this is a nobody saw that situation.
Look, so long as I know that that roll occurred and its result, it's fine. Also, Riley, no, you don't. Not yet.
Damn. Not
Alright.
yet.
I'm gonna
It
drop...
was the 1-1-2.
I want, for anybody wondering what the hell we're doing, I have to close the table to access XSplit. XSplit freezes up when Tabletop Simulator is open. By doing that, I can access XSplit and change the bitrate so we don't drop frames. So give me one moment to verify the change has... I already did the change. Give me one moment to verify the frames are not dropping, and then once I can verify they are not dropping after about a minute of checking, then I can turn the game back on. So.
All right, well, give me a minute. I'm going to get some water and use the bathroom. So,
This is a good
brief
time for
break.
that. Yeah, the buffering was in fact Twitch being a jerk. So, yeah, we dropped 1,920 frames so far, and I got a little fed up with it. So we're gonna, yeah, switch it out. So, yeah, 10,000 frames dropped in the course of 5 minutes over the course of like a 13-hour stream happened last time. Just in the middle of that stream, just 5 minutes of complete explosions and 10,000 frames dropped. That's something that Twitch does occasionally. And then another thing Twitch does occasionally is we had everything working fine here. Everything was fine. The bitrate had been the same, but then Twitch just decides, oh, you know what? Actually, that bitrate you have it at, that's been running fine for like, an hour. We're just going to say that doesn't work anymore and start dropping frames. It's like, good work, Twitch. Good work. This is why I need partner. Because then I avoid a lot of this bullshit, most likely. So... Again, I'm an affiliate, so I matter less than partner, so I get less good Twitch bandwidth than partner does. We need to hit partner, but we need more viewers for that. So keep coming by the streams, guys. It actually would be vitally useful for everyone, not just me. Anyways, that PSA aside, it doesn't look like I'm dropping any more frames, so I think I lowered it down by 1,000, so we went from 7,000 bitrate to 6,000. That seems to have helped, so I'm going to turn the game back on. If we drop more, well, hopefully not. I can lower it down more if I need to, but 50 viewers at the moment. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad. It's still a fair ways off for partner, though, and of course other streams get less typically. Some streams do well, but gotta get that consistency. It's gotta be every stream we have over 75 viewers, so we're still a long ways off from that consistency. The occasional good stream is great, but it doesn't really allow for a good average, unfortunately. Because Twitch cares about the average, not the individual streams. But anyways. YouTube could help. Yeah, I mean, some people on YouTube have come by and started watching, so I do appreciate that. More than that, the 500 plus people we have on my Discord server could help. A lot of those people don't come by, I think. So it'd be great if more of them did. Table's back up, everyone. You can rejoin. I think my Discord server is kind of turned into this social hub that has not that much to do with my streams. Obviously, some of you guys are in it to watch my streams and stuff and involve yourself in that. But I think a lot of people there aren't really there for my streams at all. Some people might be there specifically for what I put on YouTube.
You're offline, right? And we can't actually join.
What? No, I did not know that. Why did I go offline? There was no reason for me to go offline.
You were never online.
Oh, then how did you join in the first place?
You invited
us.
Oh, okay, I see. Look, I don't know how fucking Steam works.
Failed.
What? Failed?
Hush, person that literally disappeared for 5 minutes.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
not
fine.
here.
I'm just playing
I'm
with you.
just-
Yeah, I failed to connect. It's
What?
broken.
What? I even went on like away status or something.
Huh.
I'm on.
Failed to connect.
I'm online. Fell connect for
Yeah.
all of you, huh? Let me see what the. Did I perhaps choose the wrong option at the beginning? No, I chose create. I created as usual. Okay, let me try again. Okay. Yeah, I want to point out, those of you that only come for like certain streams, like Pokerole, you guys might think, oh, you seem to have pretty good viewership though. But the sad thing is, I have a lot of streams where I don't get that many people, so that really hurts that overall average, you know. If I did just Pokerole, I would have pretty good views now.
Failed to connect, really?
Yeah, I'm noticing this myself. Is it still not working? Let me try inviting again.
No, not working.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm fully online and everything. The hell happened?
Beer says you revealed the password.
The VOR
Okay.
password?
Oh, no.
That password I revealed like on session 2 is revealed again. What do you know?
Yeah, it's been revealed before. Just like if anyone.
I'm still failing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll restart to see if that helps.
Why don't you guys try to connect to each other for a
Hold
second?
on.
And also
let
restart
me
you.
check something. I have a theory.
What's your theory? Okay.
Yeah, there was an update that got pushed when you closed, and now we have different versions.
Do you mean
Yeah,
the Steam?
that's kind of what I was
I'll
thinking,
restart
too.
Steam if that's what you're talking about.
No. That you don't have to do shit. Like this is on us now. If it's still an issue,
Wait, what?
Then-
What?
if an update got pushed by you resetting, i.e., tabletop updated itself, it's like a hot fix, and then we're on different versions, we'd be unable to connect.
That's true. I
Because
didn't
we're
see
on
any
different
updates
versions.
recently to TTS though.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any.
Yeah, I'm checking my downloads. There's nothing new, so I'm up to date. I can tell you that much.
I'm just making sure.
I mean, it's a good thought. I'm also, we're not dropping frames. I'll say that much. There's that. That's a good thing. I'll join back. I'll set up again. Oh, it always starts me offline. You know what? Just to be on the safe side. There. Okay, fine. You know what? I'll do the thing I hate doing and turn off Do Not Disturbs to be as available as possible for Steam. There. Okay. Table is once more up. I restarted Steam and TTS and made sure everything was up to date.
Okay, there we go.
What changed? Did you do something different? Did anything change for you, or
I mean, I just reset it.
you just reset the game?
Yeah, I just closed and relaunched.
Okay, I guess that's what you had to do. I guess after I move you from the table, you can no longer join my games unless you restart the program. For whatever fucking reason. I don't... Okay, well, anyways... Also, Car, is this, do you want a song for the Hive?
I'm searching for that now.
Okay. As someone new to Charm streams, I could say everyone who does not show up to the stream is missing out on actually wonderful content. Except for when I'm, like, doing something boring. But otherwise, yes.
Digimon Lover says to promote God.
I did.
I'm already promoted. You cannot promote me further. I'm already God.
Emote God.
How dare.
Fire God.
Probably should have put up this while doing technical difficulties, but whatever. Also, for Beerus' information, anybody else, the table password of VOR that's the password I use for all passwords for like anything I'm doing where it's like it's not really that important a password. I just want to keep out riffraff and random people.
It's a PayPal password.
What's that?
It's a PayPal password.
If it was, that would be the stupidest fucking thing to use as a password. Oh, you're Josh and me. Okay, I get it now, Beers. All right. Well, it's true. You have. I will take every. Listen, dude. Jokes, not always gonna hit with me. Sometimes I'm just always taking things at face value. I do have to remark. I thought you had a dungeon plan for this. I assume it's a dungeon.
Yes. But it's not one we have a song for.
Do you want to give me a mood?
Number 4 in Dungeons 1 should be fine.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a pretty good choice.
This forest is so blackened, it's a desert.
Well, it's not exactly a forest, it's a hive.
It's a good song for an underground
Of
area.
scum and villainy.
In any case, Brooke calls over to the Beedrill Guard, which originally did not notice you. It lazily turns its head, kind of lolling it from side to side. Its red eyes are dull. There's no sheen behind them, no energy. You know that sluggish feeling you get when you're simply too hot?
Mhm.
It looks like that. Oh. Intruders. What do you want with our hive?
Riley's gonna hiss at the bee.
It's not very nice.
We're here to purchase some honey.
Oh, that may be problematic.
Is the honey not home?
Unfortunately, the Beedrill does not get the reference you are making. I do. You will want to see for yourself. The Beedrill motions languidly deeper into the hive. You notice that it doesn't get darker as you look deeper in. There's a sort of consistent dim lighting. But unlike the gold and yellow hues you may expect from a hive, they're orange and red. And the shadows are deeper, darker. Almost like a painting of fire and smoke. And though it is slow to act, the Beedrill does begin to fly deeper into the hive.
I'm gonna feel the walls. Feel it. See if they feel warm to the touch.
They are. And when you pull your hand away, your hand feels not sticky, but there's a certain warm, smooth residue on your hands.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Would
as
it
I
be
follow-
waxy?
Yeah, as I follow the Beedrill, and be like, I think your hive is sick. It's alive. Yeah, isn't it?
Of course, our hive is alive. We're all living in it. Does that not make it alive?
I mean, the structure itself.
Oh. I'm not sure how to answer that.
I
Yes,
mean,
it is a wax
gestures,
texture.
no.
I'm sorry?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yes, sure, or no would be the two obvious choices.
The Beedrill hums and then seems to forget about the question.
What does Tucker smell out of the hive? And I can roll if you want.
Yeah, please. You have... Yeah, you have odors.
Yeah, I could use that.
Yeah. Insight, survival, nature. Not alert. You're not trying to, like, sniff out something, hiding.
Yeah. This is just trying to get an overall sense.
And yes, the residue feels waxy. I was trying to describe it without using that word.
I say we're back to these rolls then.
Smell nothing.
I say we're back to these rolls then. Oh, well.
Well, it's not so much that you can't smell anything, so much as you smell a bunch of things, and it's hard to pick them apart. It's... Weirdly enough, it smells warm. And you can smell that underlying ozone scent here. But you don't smell the scent of honey, or flowers, or pollen, or anything you might expect from the bee Pokemon. In fact, you don't even necessarily smell venom, which would normally be prevalent near a Beedrill.
It doesn't smell like enough of things then.
It smells like a bunch of things, but at the same time, not enough of any of it to be stood out. Except for one detail that the human part of you remembers. Something about this hive reminds you of the smell of a candle. A burning candle.
And this is Tucker remembering this?
Mm-hmm.
Curious.
Not like those fancy scented things, but an actual wax candle.
Can't believe they're just melting the hive.
Oh gosh. Everybody's doing lamp now.
If we just set this place on fire, it'll be one pretty big laugh.
Your mic is a little low, by the way, Sharon.
It
was.
so
Now it's better.
no wait. Nothing's changed. Why was I low? Hold on a minute.
I don't know. Did you sit up or something?
I'm okay, hold on. Wait. Is it completely good as I'm rambling on here? Nothing sounding weird? Nothing changing?
I mean, yeah, you sound fine.
There's no reason. Yes, I can sometimes sit back, but that doesn't make me quiet. I've done that on numerous streams.
Yeah, I could hear you just fine. I'm not sure why someone couldn't hear you particularly.
Wait,
I mean,
Kyrio, were you asking me, or were you asking because of the guy in the chat?
Oh, I noticed it myself.
Oh, you noticed it yourself.
Now it's gone.
I'm confused.
Weird. I am also confused. Because, maybe you were mumbling a bit as you were thinking about things, but that's...
It's possible, I suppose, but...
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. If it becomes an issue, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, my bad.
The Beedrill leads you further into this hive. I had to check to make sure that the music was still going because I have its volume down a bit. And you notice that there are hexagonal pathways and nooks and crannies, and you can see that there are combi around, but they generally aren't doing particularly much. Most of them seem to be at rest or flying in jerky, jittery motions. It vaguely reminds you all of something. And indeed, there are also other Beedrill that are suffering similar languid symptoms as the one that's guiding you. They barely take notice of you as you progress into the hive, guided by the one guard that seems to have been closest to the entrance. Anybody who feels like they want to try and remember that sort of familiar movement can do an insight, survival, logic.
This is to do what?
To remember what the movement of the comb bees reminds you of.
Yeah, honestly, he might
include brain dead dog.
Yes, you may if you so wish.
Yeah, I think so, because, I mean, thanks to Tucker's past, he was probably around zombies.
Bees.
Or just bees.
Hello.
Bees.
I mean, if the dice would like to agree with me for once, that'd be great, but...
That's fine, because
Insight,
Tucker has
survival,
never suffered...
logic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tubby.
What?
Insight, survival, logic.
Yes.
Sweet.
Tucker's
Also-
never
Good
suffered
at
what?
that roll.
This would be pertinent because I don't think you've ever suffered this status condition.
Hmm.
So, Tucker doesn't quite get the movement, but it does seem familiar. But for everybody else, including Riley, it clicks. It's the kind of movement that Pokemon get when they're suffering paralysis. Like, say, from an electric attack.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense Tucker wouldn't know that. Tucker can't get paralyzed.
That's good, actually true.
And I don't think Tucker has had a chance to use empathy on someone who has been, so...
Hmm.
Yet.
Did you say one of them was injured? The bees?
Well,
Besides the paralysis, I mean.
they don't look overtly injured, but they don't look well. It's kind of like a strange dual sickness has spread throughout this hive. And you come across a better lit area. You notice that there's this cracked and hard wax wall that's glowing as if it's burning from inside. And beneath it is this ruddy, brownish walkway? Path? It takes a minute, but then you realize, as you follow the trail up to what looks like what may have been a waterfall of some sort at some point, pouring out from some sort of hexagonal porthole. This was honey. Emphasis on was.
What that smell like, I wonder.
I don't know, and I don't think I want to know.
Have you ever tried burning honey?
No, I haven't actually.
Anyone who knows the smell of burning honey, that is what it is.
Why do I have a feeling it's very unpleasant if you do that? Probably is.
I wouldn't say it's a pleasant smell.
Your guide stops briefly and lazily tilts their head in the direction of this once river. Well, if you're dead set on it, I suppose you could scrape something out of there.
Brooke is going to ask, what exactly happened here?
I'm not sure. We had visitors, I think. The Queen wanted help. And then things were good again. And then they became like this. I wonder if the visitors will come back and fix this too. And then they lazily begin to fly down a much larger looking hallway. They did not motion for you to follow, but it seems as though they're assuming you're still close behind, regardless of whether you do or not.
Yeah, we're gonna follow him.
I mean, I'm still being carried at this point.
Well, at this point, Lizard has set you down and is just sort of holding your hand,
Okay.
giving Riley more autonomy is on Lizard's list because, well, Riley needs it.
Do list.
That's fair.
Is there anything anyone wants to do in this room before moving on?
I want to touch the crispy honey.
Actually-
See if I just break off. I want to break off a chunk of the crispy honey and have a taste.
Were you going to say something, Tucker?
I had a thought, but I'm not sure if Tucker would say something. That's the thing I'm debating.
Okay, well, while you debate that, Riley tugs Lizard along towards the crispy honey quote-unquote river and pokes at it. How hard do you poke?
First will be kind of light, and it's gonna get more and more forceful the more he's tapping it.
Just poke, 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 crunch!
Yeah.
And cracks spiderweb over the surface as chunks sort of cave in where you poke. And it's really hot under there.
Oh. Rapidly pull hand away.
It is also sticky. For the moment, there is like a strand of orange goo stuck to you.
Rapidly shake hand.
What do you expect, little Riolu?
Ralph has thick fat, so he's gonna test his hand in the honey. He's gonna like poke it as well in one of the exposed spots.
Are you going to take a chunk of the crispy honey?
Yes.
Okay. So Ralph grabs some of the crispy honey, and it does even have some of this odd sort of molten honey on the underneath. It smells acrid. Definitely like some food that got scorched.
We're gonna crunch into this honey anyway. Just crunch.
Are you right next to Riley?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Right. The moment he goes to stick the thing in his mouth, Riley's going to whack him very hard on the back of the head so he spits it out.
I'm gonna walk over a few feet and do it again.
He's following right behind you. He's gonna continue like
I'm sorry. Lizard is just going to try and keep Riley from hitting too hard and is probably failing. But, like, this doesn't stop Ralph from getting a taste. One, the molten honey is ridiculously hot. And two, when you get the chance to actually crunch into the crispy hot honey, it sort of crumbles like ash and tastes as such.
It's not as good as I thought.
right after he says that, there's another whack.
I'm just imagining Riley bapping at Ralph.
Another whack. And it's like one of those squeezy stress toys, and it like spews out some ash. It's like, I gotta give that a 2 out of 10. Yeah, no, that's not fair. Maybe a 2.5. Yeah, it's 10.
Come on, guys, don't get left behind.
Oh, right, right.
Meanwhile, Tucker's like the only one actually like tagging behind Brooke.
Yeah, like the rest of you end up needing to kind of
Loyal
run
Puppo.
or sprint a little bit in order to catch up to Tucker and Brooke.
Tucker is loyal Puppo. Stick the leader.
As we're following the B drill, I'm going to ask him, do you need any water?
Ooh, water? That's right. We used to trade for things like that. I wonder how our supply is doing. Again, with a lazy head turn, they look down a side path. It's not lit much differently than the rest of the hive at the moment. But it seems like this side path is not nearly as warm as the rest. If only by a smidge.
Brooke is just gonna fill a jar with water. And hold it out to him.
Wait, what water?
My water.
Is it an ocean water? Oh, your water, of course, duh. I forgot.
Yeah, brook water.
Right,
water gun
I
water.
forgot you are a living fountain for a second.
I like literally he can make ice. He can make ice water.
You should
Yeah,
start
it's
buying the
cool.
hive of ice things.
Why don't you start spraying this around the place? It might help a bit.
I don't know if they'd appreciate their hive getting soaked.
Yeah, I don't want... I was specifically told not to flood the place.
Oh yeah, that's right. The bee drills asked Brooke to not flood it.
Plus, it wouldn't really directly help to just spray water on hot wax. Like,
No, that would just make it brittle.
yeah.
See, I'd hold it out to him and see if he responds.
For the first time since you have seen this bee drill, they react with any sort of urgency and guzzle down the water. Oh.
Me when I wake up.
I haven't felt this awake in... I'm not sure how long. I'm sure the Queen will be pleased to see you, if this is what you offer.
Something weird is going on here.
I mean, the Beedrill did talk about, oh yes, water. I remember that. Good times. it's like, basic need for life. Yes, I remember that. Good times.
Remember, this is also a desert hive. They are used to going long periods without a lot of water.
Yeah, I hope this
I
lady's
suppose, but there are no
better than the
camera
last-
ups.
Also, cacti.
True.
Yeah.
I hope this lady's better than the last queen we interacted with.
Are you saying that out
Something.
loud?
Yeah, I say that to the team. Like, I hope this lady's better than the last queen we had to deal with.
Tucker merely
No doubt.
flattens his ears and gains a dark expression.
No.
I don't think he likes rethinking about that.
Lizard sighs and ends up patting Riley on the head. Somehow, I doubt it. Well, kind of. At least she's not actively mistreating them?
We go lose squint.
At who? Out of curiosity.
general.
In general.
Forwards. In
Forwards.
general.
You proceed further in, and you reach a massive chamber. And the Beedrill stops and bows. My queen, I present to you our guests, intruders. I'm not sure. They came here searching for honey, and I could not think of any way to placate them. For a moment, you don't see much in this chamber. And then you hear a crumbling, cracking noise. At the far end, a massive Vespiqueen begins to break free from what seems to be a shell of hardened honey that has fallen over her. Her skirt, for lack of a better term, considering the physiology of a Vespiqueen, seems traced with lines of fiery, just aura. Static buzzes around her, and the hum you felt before resonates in your bones in this chamber as she moves. Intruders? Come, no doubt, to threaten my hive again?
No, not again. We're new intruders.
Of all the things to say,
Good lord.
Thieves, bandits. I recognize your ilk.
not this shit again.
I see whose company you keep. We drove you away once, with aid of the benefactors. Well, now we don't need them. The song guides me. And with it I shall shake you to your bones, until you are nothing but dust.
Company?
Well, it sounds like they're about to beat the shit out of us, so that's fun.
Kyrio BRBs, I see the company you keep. I wonder if this has to do with Tucker.
Is it Tucker or perhaps the lizard?
Yeah. Tucker
Oh, it could be either, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was
this is
thinking
really
of
like
asking that, like, so I was thinking of asking, like, so by the company we keep, you mean that one or that one? Pointing at Tucker. Pointing at
Are you literally okay? Again, I need to ask: are you actually doing that?
No, I'm not. Actually.
Okay, because
I mean,
Tucker
I
would
thought
have a
about
hurt reaction to you pointing at him.
Yeah, what if we give you a gift, then you would know we're not hostile, right?
Actually, what's Kyrio's back? He would probably be best to pipe up his brook and point out that he's able to hydrate the hive or something. Or flash the
Freeze
badges.
the queen, call it a day.
I could use metronome till we get rain dance.
Frames are dying.
blow
Don't
us
say
up.
that. You're lying. He's not lying. Fuck, we've dropped double more frames. Well, you know what? Kyrio BRB, so this is a good time to do this again. Alright. Yay.
I mean, I can narrow it down to just status moves, so I can safely spam until I get rain dance.
I mean, yeah, just go through a few explosions first. It's fine.
I can go by. I can narrow it by special physical and status. Remember, so I can just cycle through status moves.
That's true.
Though I might get Will-O-Wisp. That's a thing, or Thunder Wave. Shit
Tell
like
me your
that.
mic's doing this thing again.
You did something to it. Today is a day of technical difficulties, isn't it?
That is okay. Chill stream day.
That's fine. Whatever. I feel bad because we're not going to be doing a Pokerole in 2 weeks, so hope the session does serve a decent...
That's okay.
Session
Because,
all the
like, the week after, we can do, like, a makeup session if people want.
I mean, we could. I wouldn't mind that. It's up to everyone. I don't mind. I don't mind having a Pokerole session the week after my vacation, and then a week after that to settle everything down. That would be fine with me if everybody else wants to do it.
I mean, considering the length of the sessions and how they're going, that might actually be a perfect time for me to do all that stuff. Because assuming that this session finishes this scenario, assuming, next session we'll probably end up getting close to finishing the downtime segment.
Yeah. Also, okay. Brought down from originally 7,000 frames, we had drops. I dropped down to 6,000, it was fine. Then it dropped to 6,000 frames after a little while. I dropped down to 5,000 now, and we're fine. If it drops more, let me know if it's actually disruptive, because I don't know if I give a shit anymore if it continues to do a drop. Unless it actually is disruptive to our game. If you can still hear everything and see enough visuals to enjoy the game, then I don't think I care. Especially if Twitch is going to be a bitch. It's funny those words rhyme, because I start thinking those words rhyming a lot when Twitch does this. Anyways, the table is back up.
Oh dear Lord, Pumpkin, no. That just, it would not work.
Twitch chat plays Pokerole? Yeah, I don't even know how. Twitch plays blah blah is interesting, but I don't know how the fuck they do something like that. I think if you drop to 4,500, you should be solid. That's a very arbitrary number, actually. Trust me, man. That's a very arbitrary number. If Twitch wants to be a jerk, it doesn't matter if I have it at 500. It'll still be a jerk. But,
oh, we have a B-drill model. I should have been using that.
Well, we always have models. I can always generate models. Keep that in mind. You just have to ask.
I had forgotten we had it.
Because last time we had B-drills, remember?
Yes.
Do you want me to dump some models down?
Oh, I do have Combi here.
Yeah.
Do I have Vespiquen in here?
You can.
Well, I'm checking to see if we already have it.
Yeah, you grab, you grab the ones that are already there. I'll get a Vespiquen, because I don't think we have that.
Wow, this is a creepy Combi.
Is it?
Yes.
Why? Oh, no, what happened? What happened? This Combi's happy, this Combi's happy, this Combi's a demon. What the hell?
It's because old models.
Yeah, you just have to do the color fix and it'd be fine. If you remember that one. Sunglasses. Actually, yeah, it does kind of look like sunglasses. That Kobe is cool. He's not like the others he's combined with. He's way better.
How do I fix the color again? I forget.
Right click. There's a little color option.
It's not...
I have to promote you. No, I did promote you. Color tint. If you don't see it, I'll do it.
Well, I see color tint. It just wasn't doing anything when I shifted it around.
Oh, it does. You just have to... Light gray. I believe you have to do light gray. Not pure white. Because pure white's not right either. I got it.
There we go. Yay.
Ah, the third Combi's all better.
He's not cool anymore.
He had some coffee. No, he had a Snickers. Like, third Combi, have a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
Vespiquen is generation...
And you know what? I'm going to leave the B-drill like this because it's just the stingers.
4. Oh, is that early? I thought it was I thought it was a later generation than that. Okay.
Oh, Vespiquen?
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool as heck, actually.
Actually,
I would totally dig a B-drill with, like, black stingers.
That actually does look pretty cool.
That actually looks pretty dope.
Have I passed it?
I will read Brooke's thing since Kyrio is unfortunately AFK for a bit. I assume real-life things call.
It's fine.
Wait, not bandits. Pioneers. We're from Savantown, Brooke says. We were asked to come get some honey. We can offer poke, or... Brooke holds out another jar of water. Some water? I can make it cold, too. We just want to know what happened here. Oh, wow, tiny Vespiquen. No, this is a big Vespiquen. This is bigger than normal Vespiquen.
I'm not even sure how big they are normally, but... Oh, wow. Okay.
That's pretty big. It's big
That's
fucking bee.
That's a reasonably large Vespiquen.
That's a bigger bee than I am okay with.
Kind of looks like a Mega Man boss.
Yeah, a lot of insect Pokemon are becoming similar to Mega Man bosses. I'm also testing things out.
Meg Border is even more of a Mega Man boss. He's just straight up in the he's just straight up looks like he should be in Battle Network as one of the bosses.
So, as Brooke tries to plead your case, there's one thing you notice about the Vespa Queen's movements. It looks like she's in pain. Each movement seems to cause new cracks to appear, and electricity winds down her arms. But her wings buzz and flutter constantly. The hum has become a sort of ringing noise. Oh, is it Vespiquen?
Technically, but I mean, she is the queen, so Vespa Queen is fine by me.
I've always pronounced it Vespiquen. I am sorry.
I don't care what people say. It's best for the queen.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. Like,
I mean,
y'all will have to deal with
She's
it.
obviously a queen, so whatever.
Pretty sure even the show calls it Vespiquen.
So, does she have a response to Brooks' line?
Is Brooke back?
No, he had to BRB, but he dropped the line.
Yeah, but if there's a response, I think Brooke should be here to
Well,
hear it.
yeah, that makes some sense, I suppose.
Well, that's partially why I described the Vespiquen's, Oh, so even the model is Vespiquen.
What? Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess yeah, he even misspelled it, the guy who put up all these models.
Anyway, but yeah, just in case any of you had any sort of response.
I want to see something. Okay, color tinting her doesn't... Oh, it changes one wing for some reason. Interesting. Or the backs of the wings. I just blackened her wings. Okay, that actually kind of works. I'll do that.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine.
I'm sorry. I just had a realization. So we like how Beedrill looks with the black because it looks like black and Stingers, which makes sense because it's a hot environment. And Vespiquen gets black and wing, which makes sense because it's a hot environment. And Combi gets sunglasses because you gotta encase the sun glare from the hot environment. That's just like I don't know. Anyways, actual mood of situation considered. Let's see. What would Tucker do in this situation? Well, I mean, he's mostly going to let Brooke talk, because Brooke's the one that can provide a service. Tucker doesn't really have much he can do, though he would definitely perk when the idea of, like, do the company you keep line, I think that would get his attention. And make me maybe wonder, because he already knows. It's not the first time that the fact he's a Puccina has been compared to the Shadow Scavengers, I believe.
Well, you don't know who she's talking about, because there's you, and then there's Lizard, who are the two obvious, quote-unquote, visual malefactors here.
Try true. He might glance at Lizard as well. I really do wonder if there's anything... Well, I guess there is something Tucker could do while this goes on. Sure, what the hell. So when it comes to a social role, remember how Tucker used empathy to try to get into the other people's heads, try to understand their emotions better?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think sympathy also has a social aspect?
That is okay, Kyrio. I will do a response after we deal with this. And
I have a specific reason I'm asking that. Sympathy is about pain. She's in pain, right? She's obviously actually in pain. I wonder if sympathy would actually be a better role.
you may do either or both.
Okay. Interesting. In that case, you know what? I'm going to do a double roll. I'm going to do both. Now, granted, keep in mind, sympathy is risky in battle since Tucker has to get hurt to help somebody not be hurt as much. in a social role, I could see sympathy backfiring on him too. So, yeah. Still, I'm going to do it. Or rather, he would do it. Because he doesn't want to fight. He clearly understands that regardless of what's going on, she seems to be confused. And a fight's not going to benefit anyone. And he does feel bad for the bees, despite the fact that he was a little intimidated by seeing more bees.
May I make a suggestion if
Yes.
you're going to do both?
Yes, what's your suggestion?
Empathy first.
Alright. That is the one he knows better at this point, so it would be the one he leads off with. Insight, contest, etiquette. Unless you want to change anything about that. Let's see. That's going to be 6 dice. Why am I... Oh, that's right. I never colored myself.
Well, at least you've made the roll.
It's a good roll.
So, with empathy, you understand something about the Queen. She's trying to protect her hive, her kingdom, as it were. And indeed, she sees you all as intruders, potential threats. But there's something else. You sense there's something more. Feel free to do sympathy now.
Sympathy has an interesting role. Vitality, contest, and perform. Alright. This actually is quite a good roll for him. Though that means nothing if the dice don't agree. They kind of agree.
You reach out. You try to form a sympathetic connection with the Queen as she speaks. With Brooke. And you feel the burning from inside. You feel your nerves searing from internalized electricity. Your bones ache and resonate with sound. But you hear something else. You hear the static sing. And for a moment, before your eyes, a word flashes. Or rather, a series of them. Almost like a red warning screen. Aspect. Vibration. And then your connection is shunted. While this is going on, the Queen responds to Brooke. You believe your paltry gifts will aid my hive. I see you keep company with untrustworthy sorts. A mere gift of droplets that we could gather from the seasonal rains ourselves is meaningless. But if you are what you say you are, then perhaps... Her head twitches back and forth a few times. The hum wobbles in its resonance, as it were, dipping and peaking in pitch. No. The song says you are intruders. It does not matter who you are. Intruders are threats to my hive. Even if it's crumbling around me, I cannot allow intruders to endanger my subjects. I cannot allow others to pilfer our stores again. Brooke notices something as she speaks, because I'm going to assume Brooke is paying actual attention to her face.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, you're fine.
I meant to rotate my guy.
Her eyes aren't normal. Rather than pupils or the normal facets of insectoid eyes, there are lines that pulse, they peak and dip, kind of like a sound meter or a heartbeat monitor.
May I interject?
Yes.
Tucker shudders and even lets out a bit of a pained sigh. He aches for a little while, thanks to the connection he formed. He seems conflicted and a little bit confused. And though he's not bringing it up immediately with the group, he still mutters under his breath, "Aspect?"
There is nothing for you here to plunder. Even as our flowers wither, the fruits rot upon the cacti, even as our rivers of honey flow dry. What little we have left, I will let none take, and I will use the gifts of the song to drive you away if I must.
Should have brought the bard with us.
Counter song. You know what? Tucker gonna do another thing. Because observation, the song seems to be semi leading her, but she doesn't seem completely hostile at the same time. At least not yet. Tucker will do another thing. If that's not too greedy to have him do another thing.
Unless someone else is going to do another thing. I know Brooke is preoccupied and would like to respond. So
Yeah, I'm a
I'll
little
give her
hesitant
time to
because I'm like, I don't want to interrupt something that Kyrio might want to do, but he seems to be unavailable to really interact at the same time, so...
What was it you would like to do?
Tucker wants to try his best to disarm the situation after he recovers from his thoughts. He's going to use baby doll eyes.
Oh.
And say some words.
Ralph's gonna do the most helpful thing he can and not say some words.
Good
Thank
work.
you.
Good work, Ralph.
Wow.
I was actually worried the moment you said that.
I was honestly expecting Ralph to try and defuse the situation himself. And I know that, Kyrio, but I do want to give you the chance in case you had something in mind, because I don't like moving past things with you.
Yeah, it seems like you're busy and you would like maybe have an idea of doing something, but you can't. So if you want us to wait so you can, well, we could do that.
Also, I'm not sure if Eragon is plotting to do anything or not.
Why did you use the word plotting?
That's a...
I'm giving you a look. I'm giving you a look that only a mom jolt can give.
Oh,
I'm giving you a look that only a gremlin can ignore.
only a gremlin can ignore? What the hell? That's a cryptic statement.
Okay. Feel free to make your roll on baby doll eyes.
Okay.
And then say what you're going to say. I just need you to make one success, that's all.
Oh god, now that you said that though. Alright, let's see here. Okay, cute contest and allure, which... That is 4 plus 7 and 8. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
let's see how you're intending to try and defuse this with those adorable eyes of yours, Pupper.
All right. Tucker steps forward with a very wide-eyed and innocent, though also very open expression, and expresses, "We're not here to fight you. We're not here to steal from you. Your visitors, they haven't helped. Look around you. We're only here because we wanted honey, but now that we see the problems here, we only want to help." He motions towards the bee drill. "We've already helped that one. Look, he's more vibrant now." He motions to Brooke. "Brooke can help. He has water. We can get more help as well. A fight will help no one." Not even you.
No, you lie. Our visitors gifted me this power, and I could conjure the plants. I could bring them forth with my songs. I was guided by the song from afar. Beneath the starlight, it would sing to me. It told me what I can do. I made our honey flow richer. I made our palace grow vibrant.
But now it dims. Now it crumbles. This hasn't helped.
For a moment, the queen seems disarmed. And then she ceases hovering, falling to the ground, gripping her head. The hum grows louder. It is enough that even her subjects are forced to kneel. No, this was the right choice. If I had done nothing, we would have starved. If I did nothing, rebuke this gift, we would have never made it. What can pampered pioneers know of living in this harsh world?
Tucker folds his ears calmly and expresses, "We may not have been pioneers that long, but we have seen much suffering, not just yours."
Yeah, Liz would know.
This would know.
Lizard is being quiet right now.
Tucker adds, "And we have helped others suffering to the best of our ability." Referencing the shaman. "We may not have the power the visitors do, but we do have the heart."
Tucker. How much attention do you think you'd be paying to Riley right now?
I don't know how much attention he'd be paying to Riley. A lot of focus would be towards Vespiquen, especially after the connection he made. Part of the reason he's able to speak so eloquently right now is the fact that he made that connection. He understands her pain. And he's addressed it in a way that she would understand, or at least trying to. So, unfortunately, no, he wouldn't really be focused at all on Riley. Or fortunately? I don't know. What's up?
So,
sorry, I'm looking at the chat, absolutely losing their shit at me.
Yeah, they're a little worried.
I should make note that Lizard is also not paying attention to Riley right now. Lizard is kind of having flashbacks.
Right, nobody's paying attention to him. He's going to approach the now grounded bee.
Which one?
The big one, I assume. Hang on, let me see what her faint animation
I was going to
is
say,
like.
what is her fate animation? That works.
That's interesting.
Yeah, sure, we'll leave it like that.
Frozen in time.
Oh no, the time gears.
I mean, speaking of that, hey, Ralph.
And Ralph is dead.
Yo,
There's Ralph.
I could barely hear you. What's up?
Hey, Ralph. Give me an insight survival alert.
Alright.
And I will get to your result in a minute. Go on, Riley.
Riley's just gonna go right up to the face of this very massive bee.
Can you reach that?
But she's on the ground, isn't she?
Well,
at least
she
as
is-
close to her front
She
as
is close
possible.
enough to the ground that he might be able to reach.
Okay.
He's just gonna look her dead in the eyes.
The lines in her eyes pulse. They spike and shift. They're erratic, as if she is fighting an impulse.
I can help.
You? There's an expression of incredulity on the Vespa Queen's visage. What could a small thing like you do? There is nothing you can do to help. You are but one child. We fight a world that is hostile toward us.
Tucker will simply go quiet and watch.
Not one. Two. And he is going to try and heal her.
Roll your heal pulse accuracy.
Insight fight channel. It's not your best stat, but you at least got a few dice for it. I see. Oh my fucking god, those sixes.
Well done.
Topical.
Satan helps.
Thank you, Satan.
Satan gives heals.
Energy flows from Riley's hand and reaches the Vespa Queen. And for a moment, these waving tendrils flash red. Riley hears a familiar voice in his head. Oh. That's not going to stick around. And then they're blue again. The Vespa Queen's twitching, her agonized movements slow, as Riley keeps his hand outstretched. The light bathes the room in a soothing hue. The fiery red in the cracks of her exoskeleton dim into nothing, cooling. Sparks of electricity wink out one by one. And that resonant hum lowers in volume bit by bit until her wings stop. Oh. Is this thinking again? Her eyes have changed. Though the odd line pupils remain, there is a certain clarity behind them. She lifts her head, and I need Riley to roll vitality and will.
Oh.
You collapse.
Hold on. If this is this a will affecting event? I assume.
Kind of. Perhaps not in the way you think.
Ah, shame. Tucker, unfortunately, has done so much that he can't really... He would prefer to share that burden if he could, but I don't think he has the ability right now. His capacity is focused towards the Vespiquen.
Is Riley falling?
Riley collapses. It looks like he's passed out. And it takes a minute, and then Lizard realizes what's happened. Riley! And they run to Riley's side, picking up the Riolu, holding them close, even as the Vespa Queen lifts herself, looking around her chambers as if she hasn't seen them in a very, very long time. Without that oppressive hum, her subjects are able to rise again. And they, too, look like they're feeling better. Though the burnished look of the Beedrill's stingers hasn't changed. The oppressive sluggishness is gone. I'm sorry?
He just needs a bath.
Maybe. Maybe they need a polishing. But the oppressive sluggishness is completely gone. Similarly, the Combi's jittery movements are no more. What has become of our kingdom? What have we done?
I want to actually ask if Kyrio would like to... I don't know, it just feels kind of odd to not have the leader have done anything in a while, so I'm just curious if Kyrio wants to do anything or say anything.
Thinking.
If not, Tucker can't say more things, but I just feel like I don't want to take over, you know?
Yeah. Brooke's probably just letting his team shine right now.
Okay. I mean, that's true. He does like to take a step back and see them realize their potential. All right, Tucker would say something. He would be showing concern towards Riley as well, seeing the collapse, and that obviously has a worried look on his face, but he would still turn to the Vesperquin, since he was the one talking to her, and express, I don't know what happened. You had downs, ups, and downs again, it seems. But we can help you recover.
I remember. The flowers on the cacti were withering. I felt so afraid for my subjects, for the kingdom that I had built since I was small, smaller than even you. We could not move. Our lives are here. But then they came. A Pokemon unlike any I had ever seen, clad in shimmering starlight. It bore to us a gift. It said with it we could save our kingdom, our hive. Beside it stood a stately creature, thin, and it hummed like we do, but it was stilted, stale. It said we would understand, and we did. We used our wings, our song. We revitalized the plants. We revitalized the earth, strengthened our hive, our honey. And yet, the Vesperqueen looks around. She appears despondent, her arms hanging limp as she turns a slow circle around her crumbling chambers. Each night, we would hear a song that replied to ours. It came from the deep black of the sky. And I listened until I could hear nothing else. And then I am here. Everything else is just a blur.
Tucker seems very conflicted and has a complex look on his face as all of this is revealed. Something definitely seems, if his team is at all paid attention, something definitely seems to ignite in his thoughts and on his expression as Starlight and the slim figure are both mentioned, and together at that. He bites his lip, looking towards Lizard for a moment as well, before turning his attention back to the Vesperquin as she finishes. There are those who offer help, but only hurt you in the long run. But there is also those who can offer not as much help, but it is help that is genuine, not that which hurts you. This continent, it's harsh, but there's still good Pokemon out there. At Savantown, there's farmers, cultivators. They can help with the cacti, I'm sure.
I fear what I have done has ruined our hive. I am sorry that we could not give you what you sought. I am sorry, my subjects. She looks down at the present Beatrill, at the rest of her subjects who yet remain on the outskirts of her chamber. I have failed you. And I am sorry. I do not know what your friend has done to me, but it has saved me. So long as I am alive, I will try to fix this. It will take time, if it can be managed. She lifts her head again, looking down the hallway which you came. And then her voice carries. It is sonorous and beautiful, different from the discordant tones you heard her speak in previously. And you can almost be certain all her subjects hear. Your queen orders you. Go far. Find flowers. Find nectar. Find fruit and water. But if you cannot return, do not despair. Your queen will wait. But do not stay in this crumbling hive any longer. The Beedrill who guided you turns around, motioning frantically with their needles. My queen, we could never abandon you. We cannot abandon our home. We will go as far as need be. We will beseech every town and tribe from here to the other side of the continent if we must. We will make our home wonderful again. But first, we must ask these ones to help us. And it motions to Brooke, Ralph, Tucker, and swings around to Lizard, and even Riley.
We give a thumbs up.
Tucker will nod and express, please, allow one of your stronger subjects to come with us back to Savan Town. We can present the situation to our club and see what we can do from there.
We can live without honey, Rook says. But you can't live like this. So we'll do everything we can.
I was wrong to call you children. Compared to you, my heart was that of an impetuous child, so easily fooled, beguiled by what I thought was a gift. Go, my subject. State our case. Whatever aid may come, will come. For now we must set to righting our hive. I am sorry for the trouble we have caused you. Throughout all this, Lizard has remained silent, holding Riley close. They finally stand up and turn around and start to leave.
Tucker does a polite quadrupedal bow to the queen before probably heading out with his team. It seems like he's very relieved that this time at least. What's that?
You're welcome.
Hey, you know what? I should come out here and give you a high five, because technically that was totally a Tucker x Riley tag team effort there.
Hold on, I got this. High five.
This requires less sociability out of me. I'll high five myself.
Yeah.
Social distance high five.
Yeah. Stay 6 feet away from me.
Hard to do in bed, but okay.
My bed, get out of there.
Brick will also give probably an awkward bow and follow.
Though what is left of our honey is unsuitable to consume, you are free to take whatever you please. It is the least we can do. But know, the moment that we have honey we may spare, it shall be sent to you. It is the least we can do.
All right, one moment, please.
They spent money. Well, they spent points. They spent money, but come on, you can at least try. Come on.
No.
I guess I'll just have to flop on you until you properly.
Until my chair breaks.
So yeah, well, you know, if the hug's less support to you than your chair, you know.
Break it, you buy it.
Oh. Oh.
Come on. At least do the high five. There we go.
That's super adorable.
How dare.
I do indeed dare.
Do not.
By the way, Ralph, you basically got free reign to just take as much of that crispy honey as you want.
Oh no.
And back. Oh, song change?
Yes, I was gonna go back to Peaceful Winds because...
It's actually a little more peaceful now. Still didn't explain the lightning, though, exactly. Like the whole
Probably
situation.
an effect of her song.
Yeah, or the...
Vibration
aspect.
Song of Storms.
For some reason...
Lightning is the result of the agitation of electrons.
That's...
i.e. the vibration of electrons.
That's true, actually. I forgot about that. Also, Beerus thought it was aspect liberation.
No, it is aspect
I don't know how he
vibration.
got an extra syllable out of that. That's what he thought.
Could have just assumed the mic cut off or something.
That's possible, I suppose.
That's true. It may have accidentally cut off.
Well,
Would you like me to read this, Kyrio?
No, I was just typing it just in case we didn't get a chance to say something.
feel free.
Brooke will bow, say, "We appreciate it, Your Highness. On behalf of Team Cheer and the Pioneer Club, we thank you."
Ralph
And then
will
he
bow with
leaves.
him.
What's that, Ralph?
Ralph bows as well, following his example.
Did you hear me before, Tubby, when I told you you basically got free reign to take as much of the crispy honey as you wanted?
Yeah, but I tasted it. It's not that good. So.
That's fair. I just didn't know if you had any reason you might want more.
Also, there is new art. I just couldn't find a moment to insert it. So Parker did a couple little doodles.
Besides, I don't want to take honey from destitute bees.
Yeah. Tucker's like, yeah, we can. Tucker's attitude on the matter is like, we don't need the honey, but they do. So, also there. There's also one more besides that, but I wanted to show each one. So, and then about the comb bee thing.
Oh my gosh!
The cooler combi.
Should this be the thumbnail?
Combi and the.
I still like Parker's comb bee where it just has like the rectangle
just like it
lens
was.
glass.
I just really like the idea that one of them wants to be cool. And it's like a magneton where one of them is like, I'm cooler than the rest of you. Or they are dark trio. Well, that went well, actually, overall.
Yes, it did. That could have gone very poorly.
Did you want Dairy Queen milk?
Yeah.
I love Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen? I'd love some. Please, I would like an M&M Blizzard, please.
I'm sorry.
Chocolate Extreme Blizzard, please.
It's okay, you don't apologize. This could be an M&M Blizzard, you're fine.
My boyfriend.
Oh,
I want Blizzard.
Aw.
it's so cute.
I forgot my mic wasn't muted.
It's okay.
It's
I thought it was
cute, it's
adorable.
fine.
Also, I'm gonna get ice cream after this because I'm young. And you said Dairy Queen. Anyway, as you all follow effectively Lizard as they leave the hive, you notice everything has changed. The oppressive hum is gone, and you notice that Beedrill are picking themselves up and helping Combee do the same as they start looking around at their hive and, well, like a hive of bees, set to work fixing everything. They can't do anything with the honey, but there are Beedrill that are already chipping away at the hardened, crispy crust in order to try and clear the way for when new honey is made.
I don't think I have enough water.
I mean, you guys never snuck down that side tunnel, so you don't know.
We tend not to do that. I don't know if you've noticed.
We're not
Yes, I
very.
noticed
We're
that you guys-
surprisingly like out of character. I love exploring in dungeons and stuff, but Tucker-wise, like it's not really. I mean, he could go after some treasure, but like he needs a reason to do so in a situation.
Well, there was no reason for you guys to do so necessarily. And also, it's just like, this is a detail you just don't know, but that's fine. The attendant Beedrill, however, does follow after you. They are doing loop-de-loops around your heads.
Yeah, it's good.
I have
See
a
if it's a little
question,
bit better.
Car.
Yes.
What is it that Riley's gonna come to? Like, how long is he gonna be out for?
Roll me a doom die.
It's the number of days I'm unconscious for.
It's the number of hours you are unconscious for.
Oh, good night.
4. That's fine. Just enough for you to get home.
Yeah, fair enough. Tucker looks both relieved but conflicted. There's some new thoughts on his mind, clearly. Stuff that he probably will bring up later.
Before we get to the fence, Brooke mentioned, hey, Beedrill, when you get to the clubhouse, don't mention who talked to you guys.
Oh. Well, I suppose if that's what you want.
It'll be fine.
I'll try not to mention that Team Cheer were the ones who helped us.
How the hell did he know we were Team Cheer?
You guys
I
mentioned
said it as we left.
Right.
Oh, we're still gonna try to play off that we weren't there. Tucker does not give a crap. Tucker is like, it doesn't matter if Pango is mad at us, this is more important.
Brooke's not too mussed about it. He's still gonna try.
Well,
But-
Tucker will observe and kind of like get a look like, okay, I see what we're doing.
But the Queen will make sure that it is you who receives the package of our first newly minted honey. When it is made, of course.
Newly minted honey
I've-
currency.
That should be long enough.
Look, honey coins sound delicious.
They do sound sounds like a chocolate coin, but it's like a chocolate coin, but like honey. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
I mean, like, honey candy is really good.
Yeah, it is, and healthier than like sugary candies, you know.
Yeah, it's just that, like, if younger children can't really have it because honey.
True.
Brooke will say by the time that happens, we won't be on lockdown anymore, so it's fine.
Haha, you would be surprised. No pun intended.
Tomorrow, she's like 5,000 honeys at her doorstep.
Like it's
Oh,
almost a
jeez.
double statement.
With all of us working together, we are sure to fix the hive before you know it. Besides, I'm sure the Queen feels guilty for her part in your misfortunes, I suppose you could call it. You may receive a package sooner than you think, even if it's not our honey quite yet. And the Beedrill flies over the fence and proceeds to fly over the oasis in Savantown
Zoom.
towards the Pioneering Club.
Good. Also, a random little side thought. Wait, kids can't have honey up to what age?
I think it's usually that you don't want to feed it to, like, infants.
Okay, so Tucker can have honey coins. That's good. I wasn't sure how old. Like you have to be to have honey.
Classified as raw meat, so you know you gotta be careful.
Why is it though? Why is it
Yeah.
though?
The FDA classifies it as raw meat.
It's from flowers. Bugs chew it up, spit it out, and suddenly it's raw meat. Like what?
Yes.
I
Maybe
know
it's just that full of protein.
Mmm.
It has something to do with either, like, enzymes or something particular in honey.
But basically, you just have to be You have to be old enough to basically fight off like little bacteria issues or something, right?
Yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much. So are you guys just going to cross over the fence where you did before?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, why not?
Well, you cross over, and it's kind of late in the afternoon by now. The sun has started to set. And guess who's there at the fence, hopping over?
It's the spin rack.
Santa?
I
don't
Might
know.
as well be, considering the way it had a sack before. It's slung over its shoulder full of stuff, which is now full of jingling contents.
Oh, I'm sorry, Delibird?
No, it's the spider.
I feel like Kyro's trying to get us to rob the spider.
Or at least talk to him.
The spinnerack pauses, looks at you all, waves, and then just starts scuttling off
Brooke will wave back.
to the north, no less. Which means they're scuttling around the edge of the village, and just they could hop over the fence in a more efficient manner, but they hop over the fence in this location because they can hop over the fence here.
Just for fun.
We're gonna have to put a path in,
Ta-
because the
Taco-
spider keeps going to our land.
Tuckle will raise a pawpaw to wave to.
Brooke's just gonna say, I wonder who that guy is.
We have to leave a sign to the spider who keeps crossing into our land. Like, and we'd like to know who you are.
Watch, he's not actually a merchant, he's just stealing, and he's just like very friendly.
Stealing everything. The longest con.
Jumping spiders are scary. Actually, jumping spiders could be some of the cutest spiders, I'll be honest.
They scare people mostly because, well, jump.
Sudden movement.
True.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a really good video, though.
I mean, if you show your streamers Jeff the Spider, They will have to like that spider. if
Wasn't that
nothing
one?
else.
It was just this little. It was just this little jumping spider that I like them because as they are more predatory spiders, they don't use webs and stuff and sit dormant. They actually are more expressive, which actually kind of makes them more personable. Jumpy spiders, that is, because the advantage of them, yes, okay, they jump, that which can be a little scary, but they also don't leave those annoying webs everywhere, which is pretty great.
So you guys make it to your collectively built tent, and well, your mostly built framework for the base.
If everybody is okay with staying congregated for a second, I think Tucker would say some words, actually. But after only making sure that Riley is comfortable, like put on a pillow or something in the tent.
By the way, Riley is awake before the leap over the fence.
Oh, okay.
And Lizard has just been giving him the biggest hugs.
Once Riley does wake up, Tucker would probably kind of walk closer to Lizard and basically see how Riley is doing.
I want to do a thing.
Mhm.
Let me just trying to get to my model to turn it back on. I cannot. Thank you.
You're welcome. Whoop. He's good.
That's how it be. How is Lizard carrying Riley when he's out?
I picture
Kind of
armor.
like a small child with like Riley facing towards Lizard's chest, just cradling Riley close.
Mhm.
Okay. So Riley will slowly open his eyes again, taking a couple fairly long moments to collect himself before looking up towards Liz's face. Liz, you died.
Lizard stops, blinks a few times, and looks down at Riley. They try to put on a smile, but it's sad. It's okay. I got better. I got better because I have you.
Have me?
Nodding, Lizard's smile becomes just a little more genuine. Thank you, Riley.
Riley is going to get very teary-eyed before very tightly hugging Liz and just starting to sob.
Liz holds Riley close, petting over him gently.
Hey, Matt, you can order?
It's okay. We're here for you. No matter what, I'm gonna be here for you. 'Cause you've been here for all of us.
Tucker,
want to lose you
Tucker
again.
hears. Oh, sorry. What?
I don't want to lose you again.
Lizard stays quiet, but they hold Riley just a little bit tighter. Go ahead.
Squint. Okay, I can say a word. Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say too much. I was just going to simply note that Tucker, since he was sticking close to the situation, kind of does stop with Lizard and, well, he's listening to the whole conversation, basically. But he doesn't really intervene or interrupt it. Unlike me.
Time.
Riley,
Hello.
your will goes up to 3. You did a good thing. And you remembered something important to you.
He's a good boy.
He tries.
He tries so hard.
Get so far.
It's interesting as Riley is recovering himself, he's also gaining new traits alongside that. Traits that I don't think is too much of a secret to say that Tucker is really actually quite appreciating.
And honestly, the rest of you are a good team, allowing Riley to do that thing without immediately jumping and going, no!
As the stream chat very much wanted you to do.
See, Tucker was not that concerned because he could tell by the gait, the way that Lizard wasn't running up real fast to sling a punch, or Riley, I mean, and also that because Riley has been showing a softer side as he recovers.
Distribution. Sorry, I'm sorry.
What?
I sorry for interrupting you.
No, go right ahead. I was done. What were you saying?
I was saying the model's so close together. It's like Lizard is given and scritches on the back of the head.
Yes.
Lizard scritches, yes.
It's very simple.
When the two are done talking, if Tucker would probably just kind of give a little nuzzle up to whatever part of him he can reach of Riley.
Leg.
Leg nuzzle will be fine. Dog does not care what part they nuzzle. They just want to nuzzle. But, is that the end of scene for those? Honestly, actually, Tucker was going to say some stuff, but after that scene, he'd probably wait.
Well, it depends if he's gonna do anything, I guess, or say anything.
I was gonna say, I think you had information you wanted to share about that encounter, but you're not at the moment.
You're not at the moment? Oh, well, yeah, there was...
The whole thing with the aspect and...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm deciding if Tucker would fill it, it would ruin the mood, basically.
We can always talk back at the base.
That's true.
We do it later, it's fine.
Actually, you know what? That's it. He's probably going to talk to Brooke. It's not so much a secret conversation, but more those that Lizard and Riley have other things to think about right now, and there's more than just the aspect that Tucker wants to bring up, so...
Well, unless Riley wants to actually try and do anything, Lizard is going to take him into their tent.
I think that's perfectly fine. I'm not quite sure the mixed emotional response to getting a memory of watching the person currently holding you die would inflict upon somebody, aside from a lot of confusion and concern.
Which is why Tucker is concerned and doesn't really want to just bring all this heaviness around Riley right now. As well. Plus, they had a long day.
Yes. I mean, I slept most of it. Was carried for the other half.
Still kind of, but still rarely exhausted himself to the point of fading. So I would still say he had a long day.
That's true.
That being said, he would. I think Tucker would probably. Well, let's see. Is Brooke? What are Brooke and Ralph doing at this time?
That is a good question.
Brooke's probably just gonna hang out at the tent for now.
Yeah, Ralph hasn't been spending a lot of time with you guys, so he's gonna stick with the tent for now.
Okay. So
Take a
Tucker will
look
do
at
the same
bids.
and simply save what he wants to talk about for later.
Brooke's gonna flop on the ground and say, "Well, I think we failed that mission successfully."
Task failed successfully.
Give a thumbs up.
Tucker gives a little chuckle to that. I'm
It
just
says
glad we were able
mission-
to help someone.
Mission failed, but we all get the little XP bump from completing the quest anyway.
I
Yeah,
I
no.
appreciate that reference, Pizzazz. I understood that reference.
You still need to learn about Danny DeVito, though.
I don't know about Danny DeVito, but I have been watching somebody play all the Metal Gear games.
Shall I take it that you all decide to rest in the tent for the night?
I think so.
Probably apt. Considering the next day the construction crew do kind of ask you guys to remove the tent so they can start working on the floor. And as you look around, yeah, the section that the tent is on is basically the only section they haven't begun working on.
Of course. I was wondering when that would become an issue.
We can move the tent to the backyard.
It's gonna be in the way of the spider for there.
It's fine, the spider can use the tent like a trampoline.
Oh my god.
I'll put Savon Town back on.
Yeah, that's appropriate. It is, however, almost time to finish up, so...
Yes, I believe that unless everyone is really chomping at the bit for Tucker to express his things, that could probably be safe for next session, if ideal.
I'm fine with waiting until next session because it's late and I work tomorrow and it's gonna suck.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about when I
So-
said that.
Let me distribute experience. Everybody gets 2 XP as normal.
If you remember next session. Look, man, I left it right in my notes, so I will totally still forget because I won't check my notes, but you know.
I appreciate the self-comment.
That is okay.
But also, if
That's-
somebody reminds me to check my notes, then I'll remember. So-
Just remember, like, next session is 3 weeks off, so...
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, was everybody okay with that? The idea of an off-week stream to make up for missing it on 2 weeks from now? The next week after?
There's one more thing I want to do to break people's spirits.
Fair enough.
I was
Yeah.
waiting.
So, how much experience for everyone?
Everybody gets the standard 2 experience. Riley, Tucker, and Brooke all get an extra 3 for diffusing the situation and not needing to fight the queen and potentially ruin the hive.
I'm just happy
We
Fighting
were
Boy.
just
I'm just
fight the
happy.
queen.
I'm just happy our resident Fighting Boy Riley actually helped prevent a fight. That's nice.
Is he resident fighting boy at this point? I think he might be resident doctor now.
Yeah, honestly, well, yeah. I mean, honestly, he's been much less of a fighting boy. He's still been fighting here and there, but much less of a fighting boy since losing his memories.
I mean, I've gotten 2 successful heals, but most of them have been miracle heals at this point. I've raised the fucking dead.
I'm intrigued I'm intrigued what Riley's personality will be like once he does recover, though, with this new, because it kind of feels like he learned new skills as his memory was lost, which might just help him augment in the future when he gets everything back.
Also, Ralph, you get an extra XP because you decided to actually, taste the honey.
It's
1
honey.
XP for eating destroyed honey ash.
You'll get an extra XP for the egg as well. Or is that only for combat?
Wait, what egg?
That is
Oh,
only
right.
for combat. You have not done
Does,
a combat.
Oh, shit.
does Ralph get any XP for deciding not to talk?
Oh,
You know what? Sure.
Yes.
Sure. An extra 2 XP for deciding not to talk.
Perfect.
I feel a bit bad. I hope at some point Ralph can manage to talk without screwing things up. That'd be nice.
Alright.
Oh, he's done that plenty of
I
times.
know,
It's just
I
he
know.
has a way of aggravating people sometimes.
Well, sometimes, like, I say something that, like, I mean to be serious, but, like, it's taken as a meme. But,
Oh, I'm sorry. If you want to make it more clear what the mood of your character is, you can always directly state it. I do that sometimes.
I honestly still think Ralph is perhaps the most subtle in how interesting he is.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely interesting, don't get me wrong.
Also, I can't wait till Ralph hears what Tucker has to say, because that's gonna start him on a whole other thing.
Really? Which thing? The aspect thing or the other thing?
The aspect thing.
Very interesting. Yeah, Tucker's not so sure about that. I mean, the Stag has sung to all of them, hasn't it? But...
Yes.
And, let's see, has Tucker been aware of the word aspect used before? Has that been used with him around anything? I can't quite remember.
Probably not. I'm not sure if any of you have had the word aspect attributed to the things that you possess.
He is, however, able to
Except
make...
maybe Brooke.
Oh, really?
But I don't remember the exact conversation Brooke had with augmentation.
Yes, when Lizard got the gift, was aspects mentioned during that? That's the question. But regardless of that question, though, Tucker remembers the celestial being, the aspects that Lizard, got the gift from. So, or starry being, I think it was the way we termed it.
The being that gave Lizard his quote-unquote gift was a silvery thing.
Silvery.
Yes, but it wouldn't be much of a stretch to believe that what the Queen is describing might be the same creature.
Also, the aspect of gifts, for that matter, that seem to come out of nowhere from mysterious creatures, is starting to raise a trend with Tucker's. Tucker can keep track of that. Shaban, Vespiquen, Lizard. So he has some concerns. I don't know if he... I have a bad memory. Did Tucker ever bring up what he saw with Lizard to Lizard?
Yes.
Did he bring it up with anyone else, though?
Yes, he brought it up with
Brooke?
everyone during the trip to the Cave of Mirrors.
Oh, so he
Yes.
actually... So this is actually... Oh, he did actually reveal all that to everyone. I couldn't quite remember if he did.
I believe Brooke stopped him
Yeah,
and said that it should be up to Lizard to reveal anything.
That was it. That's how it went down. So
and I think
technically...
Lizard. I think Lizard did after they had evolved and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when it actually came out. It was by Lizard's own volition. So it wouldn't be too crazy. Okay, then that's actually good to know. I'm gonna actually note that. It affects how Tucker approaches the issue.
By the way, since I don't think this has been mentioned in chat, especially since she said the song came from afar and like up in the blackness of the night, Cox Shotgun, Moon's Haunted.
Oh my god. What do you mean the moon's haunted?
It's haunted.
Moon's haunted.
There's an
It's
evil rat. in the night.
Destiny thing, I think?
It's just like a Tumblr post. Oh. Neil Armstrong gets off the ladder, grabs gun, moon's haunted. What? Moon's haunted.
I have no idea what this meme is because I'm meme illiterate as usual, but sounds good.
Okay, come on, you must have gone on Tumblr at some point.
Me?
My god. It's a gold mine of everyone being idiots, but it's hilarious. What the hell happened?
I don't know, but I had my camera turned such that it made a lot of noise. Ow.
Oh my god, what?
There goes an encyclopedia. Who's touching things?
That was like a
That's
fucking.
good.
That was an audio jump scare for me. But the way my camera was positioned, it was directly where that happened, but I didn't have the camera positioned in a way I could see it. It was just nearby it, so it was just.
Sorry,
Blah, blah, blah,
I was
blah,
trying to
blah.
look something up.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
okay.
It's totally fine. It was just kind of funny. It's like so everything's going on. It was like it's like what the fuck.
It's still gonna be a while before I can afford that. Okay.
Oh, what are you looking at?
Superpower.
Superpower? Ooh, wow, that's expensive. If I recall, that's the move that does a hell of a damage, but then completely buffs you after you use it.
I thought that was
Something like that.
kills people.
Yeah, it's kind of like Overheat or any of the other moves that are like that, or Draconator.
Oh, does it remove... Oh, well, doesn't overheat, like, remove fire typing once it's used or something?
No, that's Inferno.
Oh, that's Inferno.
Or Incinerate, one of the two.
Yeah, Overheat is 120 base power or something, but it lowers your special attack.
Quite useful, those moves, if you time them right. I mean, if you end a fight with it, not a big deal, you know?
Okay.
It's a shame that that Ralph didn't roll particularly high on his perception check.
Aw.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bed.
Good
All
night.
right. Good night,
I
honey.
mean, I rolled pretty high to find the place.
Yes, you did. But
So-
I meant the perception check during the conversation with the queen.
Yeah.
Then
But-
again, constant humming.
I'm gonna be honest about something. Ever since Tucker had that one episode where there's like the whole episode was focused very much on the club, like not the club, the V's Cafe and stuff he's doing there. Ever since that happened, and then it got commented, I'll just say generically that it was commented at one point that it felt like somebody felt like Tucker was hogging a lot of the time slot for the game. Ever since then, I've been a little self-conscious, which is why I brought up which is why during that whole Vesperkin scene, that's why I brought up midway through, like, am I talking too much, basically? Is Tucker having too many scenes?
That was
Okay.
my fault, honestly. That I lingered on that a lot, and I realized it after the fact. I'm like, crap, I'm being bad DM, and I made a concerted effort to try and bring up everybody's parts more frequently.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like not all here today.
But that's okay.
I mean, that's understandable considering what you've been going through.
Yeah, are you, like, tired? Like, are you feeling okay? I was wondering if you're, like, sick or, like, just really exhausted or... Because I could tell something was a little off with you. I just hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm just, yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
it's
man.
okay. You really don't need
It's
to
all
apologize.
it's all just concern, not needing apologies. But well, I guess for the YouTube audience, I'm going to end this here. Streamgoers, stick around for a little bit because I think I've got something in mind. Not to mention I want to open the boxes, which we got. So, but yeah, for YouTube, in any case, again, thank you, Kar, for the lovely episode. Next Pokerole session will be in 3 weeks. Because I think we can plan that just fine. So, and then we'll have a session right after that, and everything will be back to normal at that point. But yeah, so slight delay on next session due to my vacation that is coming up very soon. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed session 57. Yes, and yeah, we'll come back to this in 3 weeks. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.